Hello, everybody. Welcome to Xbox Ultimate Podcast. This is episode number 182, and we are live here on a Friday night. It is April the 12th. It's getting, starting to ramp up with a little bit more news lately. We're starting to have some fun things. Games are coming out. Other big games are coming out soon. And then we have showcase season around the corner. It's fun to actually have a lot of fun gaming discourse without all the doom and gloom finally. I feel like this is maybe the first week or so that we've had like that this year, maybe the last 2 weeks. The doom and gloom's kind of faded away. People are starting to actually get excited again. So shout out to everybody who's patient in the chat waiting for us to get started. I know sometimes we start late. Apologize. Had a lot of stuff going on this past week between a lot of things, personal stuff, but I know we're late usually every week anyway, so that's no excuse. But we all got things going on sometimes, and it's better. Majority of us are here at the start of the show, and I was late, and then Cycle rolled in, and Pong rolled in, and then we're still waiting on 3-bit. So you know what? That's what life is. And if you're patient, cool, appreciate it. If not, I understand, and have a good night. But anyway, hey, there's 3-bit. Speak of the devil,
Hey.
3-bit just showed up. What's up, man? Well, let's start with the intros with you since you just rolled in. What's up, dude?
Oh, hey.
How's it
What's
going,
up, everybody? I'm good. I just got home. Are we talking about what we playing? What was the vibes?
I don't. I'm just saying hi.
Whatever you want to do.
Yeah. What do you want to
Hi,
talk
do it.
about? 3-bit.
Hello. You want to talk about your wedding? What do you want to talk about?
Yeah.
let's go.
I mean, yeah.
Tell
I
us
mean,
what's the latest scoop on your wedding, man, and tell us.
Well, I just got my house today,
What?
so it's been busy.
You got your house? Like
Another house.
Yeah.
Did you just sign
This is
some
like
papers?
the fourth place he's
Yeah,
lived
signed-
in since we
I
met
signed-
him.
Like
Fucking
This one's
ridiculous.
like the final one.
Oh,
it's the final
okay.
house. Is this
Yeah.
like
It's
a,
we reached the last level.
is it a house
Yeah.
house? Like is
Yeah,
it a townhouse or like
it's
duplexy
like
house or like what kind of house?
It's like
is it?
2,000 square feet. It's like
Nice, man.
pretty big.
Does it have a white picket
Nice.
fence?
Three bedroom, 2 bath.
Brown.
Okay,
One,
brown.
one story, 3-bedroom, 2 bath type house.
It's like four bedroom.
wow,
okay.
man. You're gonna fill it up with kids?
Yeah.
Eventually.
Eventually?
You know?
Like, are you
Yeah.
are you buying the house? You renting the house?
It's rental. Yeah, it's
okay,
rental.
yeah. Buying is
but
like a big step.
it's nice.
Yeah.
I want to put some arcade cabinets and stuff. It's
Nice,
like,
man.
what do you do with the space kind of house? So I'm excited about it.
I'm
But
sorry
yeah,
I'm prying live on the air. I'm just I'm
No, sure.
curious. You know, you're my bro. I want to know that stuff.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
celebs are coming to your wedding?
Yeah.
and I wish.
Why? I
That's
know
what-
you. I know you got some. You and your fam are so connected. It's ridiculous. I'm sure God Howard's
Yeah.
going to be there. Who else? Come on,
Maybe
man.
Paul Jenkins. will
Paul
probably be-
Jenkins will be there. That'd be
yeah,
dope.
he'll probably be there. So that'll be nice.
Yeah.
I'm really close friends with him. So.
What about Dion? Are you gonna have him come out?
Yeah.
Nah.
But Mark Cuban, you gonna have him come out too? You know?
All the commercial people will be there.
I've met them like a couple times. I don't know if they'll know me on that basis where they
Is
show up.
Psycho Duck going to be
Okay.
there?
Now the duck should be there. That's,
The duck should be the ring bearer.
Yeah.
I know
Yeah.
at this point where
Yeah.
I mess with this duck like every day. Yeah,
Yeah.
he should be at.
Whoa.
Wow. Pause.
Oh, pause.
Yeah. A little Baldur's Gate 3 action going on. All right. Let's go.
He's like 3-bit. 3-bit. Do you take Izzy to be your lovely wife or whatever? And then it's like Affleck.
Affleck. I said Geico. I just realized that. Affleck.
Oh, yeah.
So the lizard's there.
Yeah,
too?
I know. That's what I said.
He's in the background with the binoculars. Like,
And
no, it's been good. It's
Izzy,
been
I
busy,
think
man.
this is a mistake.
Oh yeah, the Geico. He's was he Australian?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
Australian.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's good. It's good. A lot of things are happening at once.
Yeah.
But it's going good. It's going good.
Yeah. Happy for you, man. It's awesome. You're gonna have Final Destination house and it's
Yeah.
great.
Yep, one more.
Final
One more. I know,
Destination
like
house?
throughout our podcast, you guys see like different backgrounds.
Yeah.
I think the first one
Now,
I was like,
I have a request.
yeah.
Because of her background and what she does, you should let
Yeah.
her design your background for your podcasting area.
For sure. Yeah. And the lighting and stuff. I've never had like you see like your lighting have greens and blues. I just have like whatever is in my house.
I
like,
I think Masshole might be onto something. I think Masshole is calling 3-Bits cart bluff here. He's actually just a professional squatter. That's why he moves so fucking much.
He got the notice from the police. He's got to move because people are actually moving into the house finally.
On my next squatting house.
Yeah.
It's done.
That's awesome, man. Thanks for being here as always, dude. Fuzzy, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Glad to be here with you guys. Man, oh man, just enjoying the excitement between you got the fall show, well not fall, the summer showcase coming up, Hellblade 2 coming up. Getting excited for the Fallout show, which I'm gonna binge watch this weekend. Hop back into Fallout 4. Yeah, there's just so much going on right now, but glad to be here with you guys. Glad to see everybody in the chat. Thank you guys for coming out. So yeah, got some interesting future topics on Halo. So can't wait to get into it.
Did you get a house today?
No, I'm still in. I've been in this house for almost 30 years now.
30 years?
Oh no, not 30. No, 20. Because I bought it in 2003. So yeah, so 21 years.
Is it paid off?
It would have been if I didn't refi and do the wife's student loans.
I'm asking all these personal questions.
Yeah. Did you get a nice rate, Fuzzy? Did you get that rate?
What's your annual interest?
You got that
I'm
fixed?
below 4%.
You got that fixed?
30 year.
Nice.
30 year fixed, below
nice.
4%.
Ah, Fuzzy. I wish I would have done everything you've done in your life, bro. You got it, man.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
So
many
like,
mistakes.
do you ever want like life advice or like to talk about how to do things right financially? Like just go have a conversation with Fuzz and you'll realize how many things you've done wrong in the last 20 years and how much better you could be living. Like he's like a 25-year-old guy that's like retired, like, living his best life.
I was just gonna say, if you are 20-something,
fucking cruises, like hanging out with Jason West and stuff like
what
that.
I'm saying, bro.
Sam Fisher, like every week, it's like 1 week it's Jason West, and next week it's fucking Sam Fisher. I'm like, what the hell's going on? This guy, he gets around,
Whoa, pause. He does.
Whoa.
But yeah, if you're 20-something, listen to the show. Just hit him up in the DMs. He's like the perfect financial advisor. You should just follow his life path, and you'll be set.
Yeah.
Period.
Buzzy, can you be my dad? Can you be my dad and go back in time?
Yeah, definitely don't follow me.
Yeah, Fuzzy, can you help me out?
Tell us your latest financial advice.
Can you raise me from a young adult? Like,
Fuzzy's gonna adopt us all.
Hey, I got 2 big college bills coming up here pretty soon. So yeah, that's
great, Dad. You're actually paying for college.
Yeah. My dad was like, "Fuck you, buddy."
Good luck.
Good luck.
Good luck,
John's build character. Let's go.
You're 15. It's time to enter the workforce.
I knew these guys weren't going to do the military route like I did, so it was like, we're gonna start. Hey, do well in school so you can get scholarships. And then we'll work on grants, and then we'll see what we have to pay the remainder of it. But it's
awesome.
Yeah, game adaptation. Yes, if you missed that post by Fuzzy, he was dragged by his wife to a con, and he got to meet Michael Ironside. That's just Fuzzy's life now. Yeah, he had to go to this con with his wife, and he just meets Michael Ironside. So no big deal. It's just one of those things.
I dragged her all those NASCAR races early in
life. Early
in
retirement, we went on toward the country, going to NASCAR races. I dragged her with me. That sounds like such a difficult thing.
It's a terrible life.
God, horrible. So horrible. and now she drags me on these horrible cruises because I did that to her.
Yeah.
Get to meet Sam Fisher.
Yeah,
so bad.
It's terrible.
How are you, Psycho? Did you get a house today?
No, what are you trying to do? Make me fucking cry and fucking sit in the corner with the fucking bottle of Jim Beam and
You do that anyways.
yeah.
That's a normal Friday night.
My poor
God,
fucking
fuck
life
all of it.
choices. I'm sitting there like, my fucking life. What the fuck have I done? I'm 43 years old. Fuck this shit. Nah, fucking eat a bullet.
You know,
shit.
Psycho's lived like four lives, I think, already, and he's like 43. It's probably
No, well, when I go on these fucking, ayahuasca fucking trips and I see in the fourth dimension, it's a whole new life and it's I'm like, wow, I'm a fucking loser.
Jesus Christ.
The dynamic of this panel tonight is fucking insane. Let's go.
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah.
It's like this, I feel.
This really is.
If I give you any life advice, don't do what I do. All right. You'll be fucking great.
Yeah. It's like the same as Fuzz.
You
You
know.
talk to Fuzz to find out what to do. You talk to Psycho to figure out what not to do.
Yeah. Don't do what I do, man. All right. You be in a fucking you'll be in great shape.
Who's on the show.
Yeah.
It's
But
good
yeah,
that
it's
you're
great to
though,
be
man.
here.
Thanks.
Yeah, it's been a minute, I've been working a lot and got that promotion and my life doesn't suck so much. It sucks a little bit less. So, life is great.
Oh my god.
But I've been playing the shit out of Unicorn Overlord. I have Dragon Dogma 2 sitting here because I gotta finish Unicorn. I gotta finish Unicorn.
Fucking play
I
that
gotta
game.
finish Unicorn because if I don't, I'm never gonna go back to it.
So
And I
what?
can't do that.
That's gaming. It's grazing. Let's
I
go.
can't do that. I can't do that. Unicorn Overlord is a great game. So
It
that's
is.
what I'm doing. And I just been buying fucking games left and right. I bought Crimson Skies. I bought KOTOR.
Ooh.
I have since I'm
also-
working at GameStop, I probably bought I think at least 50 fucking new games.
Wow.
Physically.
Wow.
Because it's either cheap and I'm like,
Bought.
you know what? No, I bought. I don't hey, $5. No. No, it's been great though. I've been doing a lot of great shit. Bought some statues and yeah,
Nice.
fuck.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fucking drink myself into a fucking stupor.
Psycho.
Get me out of this hole, damn it! All right.
Oh, shit.
Well,
How
congrats
about
on
you,
the-
Ev? What have you been up to? I haven't talked to you in a good minute.
Mm. I can tell you a bunch of depressing shit right now.
Man, did you get a house?
It's probably not as bad as me.
Yeah, things are good. Y'all know what's been going on. Like, if you've been keeping up on social media with my father-in-law and stuff, and he's good. Also, my dad also had some things too. My own dad also had some things to say too. He had to get 2 stents today. So that was a thing. But overall, he's good. My father-in-law is also good and improving. So it's been a fucking crazy week overall.
Awesome.
But everybody is good. We're gonna be out of town next week, so there won't be a PM in the PM. There won't be a Xbox Ultimate or a FSP the following. But we will have FSP on Monday. But yeah, that's what's been going on here. I mean, been playing games still. Been playing Dragon's Dogma. Chilling. I got a lot of stuff we've been doing to try and get prepared to leave because we never go anywhere. we just don't travel at all usually. So we got that all situated. Had to get the dogs set up get their vaccines up to date. Set up for a kennel, which we never use. Get a rental car. Got the flights booked and stuff. Traveling sucks, Fuzz. I don't know how you do all this stuff all the time. It's crazy, but we got it all done. There's a lot of things to check off the list, but yeah, I got that taken care of. That's what I've been up to. What about you, Pong?
I could certainly jump in with my own real life issues, but we're not going to do that. So, wait, first of all, attention, ladies and gentlemen. Attention, ladies and gentlemen. The fun speculation hype train is rolling along. We started out the show at a Mach 2.0. In fact, it probably went down to a Mach 1.0 with all this crazy talk we got going on. But we just jumped back up because Lotus Esprit came through and bought a single ticket. So, welcome aboard the fun speculation hype train, you new speculator. Let's go. Get in your seat and get the 4-point harness buckled up because we're up to a Mach 2.25 right now. That's right. Dropped off a little bag of coal. We don't discriminate around here. Thank you, Lotus Esprit. Choo-choo, motherfucker. Choo-choo. Let's go. I guess I will tell a bright, cheery story. My family officially has a D1 scholarship athlete as of today, which is absolutely incredible. Shout out to my niece and shout out to my sister and my brother-in-law and the entire family who has put in a lot of work. You guys may have heard me talk about once or twice about her. She plays soccer, and she is a junior in high school. She got flown down to Nebraska the past couple days, and they offered her a full ride officially today. She will be signing and committing tomorrow to Nebraska, D1, 16 years old. I can't imagine. Just an incredible, proud moment for the family. I can't believe we could say we have a D1 scholarship athlete in our family. It's ridiculous. But she is that damn good. So shout out to her. So that's my happy thought for today. Otherwise, gaming wise, you guys know it's Dragon's Dogma 2 and some after dark hack and slashers that I picked up on the Humble Bundle. I did it again, man. I did that last night. Humble Bundle this past week. So I've been getting a little bit of fan service in too, but Dragon's Dogma 2. Yeah, it's the real deal. I've been waiting for Psycho to jump in. I've been going, is he not playing the game? Because he's not saying anything. I'm like, there's no way in hell he's playing Dragon's Dogma 2 and isn't talking about how great it is online. No. So I'm waiting for you, brother. But yeah, posted some more screenshots today. It is freaking just awesome. It keeps giving and giving and giving. Gotta say, y'all, I'll use this for a moment because I don't think we'll talk about it tonight. If any of you are City Builder fans, like some of us are here, if you're a City Builders fans, you know how much I love City Builders. Again, I wish I had another 24 hours a day just to play City Builders. But Manor Lords is coming to PC Game Pass on April the 26th. They gave out a bunch of early access to a bunch of influencers and streamers and stuff. Those people all went live today with their thoughts. Some of them have like 15-minute videos. Some of them have hour-long videos about this game. I found out that this game was made almost entirely by a single dev. I did not know that. Now, he did get some help, but the majority of the game, this has been a 7-long-year passion project. But this game, watching these impressions today, and people were deep diving in some of it, and how the game mechanics work and how it's different from your classic city builders. Plus, it's got the RTS mechanic with the actual armies, although you are not like necessarily like building armies or buying armies like you do in an RTS. You have to use your own villagers as to supply your army. Now, there are points where you can hire mercenaries, but they cost a lot of money. So this is still a city builder at heart, but it's got this other mechanic to it as well. And it looks gorgeous. It looks even better than when we saw it. So if you guys are into this, please go check out Manor Lords. Again, there's a lot of coverage right now. This game's coming April 26th, PC Game Pass only, but a single dev, like, just go check it out. Support this guy if you are into this. This game looks amazing. I was already hyped for this game. My hype is now through the roof for this game, and you're also able to adjust the settings. So if you don't want to play it that way with armies, you can actually play it as a straight chill city builder too, and just build out your town and then finally build it into castle and all that kind of stuff. So there's lots of ways to play this game, but go check out Manor Lords. I was planning on jumping back into Fallout 4 with the April 25th. I've got it re-downloaded on the Xbox when they come with the current gen patch, but Manor Lords might be taking over my life at that point from what I've seen today. Absolutely looking stellar. So, Matt, back to you, brother.
Yeah,
let's get down to business.
Well, also shout out to Chris Jones. I don't know if you got this. A $2 super chat earlier said, since 3-Bit's getting married, I better get on my game. Yeah, you're getting up there,
Yep.
Chris. You know, better get on them apps or whatever. You know, go to the places, hang out. You know, you'll get somebody. You're a catch, dude. You know, absolutely.
I met her on Hinge.
On
So,
Hinge,
you know.
really?
Yeah, that's how we met.
I met
So,
Kate online.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I did not know that,
before it
actually.
was like really a thing.
Yeah, when she was 13.
We're still on. No. This was
What was
like
it, AOL Messenger?
no.
What was
I mean, we
then?
talked on AIM. You know, like
Yeah,
I
yeah,
was
yeah.
I was
That was the thing
I
back
was 18 and she was 16. And it was
Well, Mav doesn't say
but
he
like,
told her he was 15 at the time, so that's really how it worked out. Right?
but like, how?
what do you
Like,
mean?
how did you guys like you found each other on like AIM or something? But
Well,
how
no, we
did
didn't
you?
find out on AIM. Okay, so I don't know if any of you old ass fuckers out there like me remember these stupid sites. This was back in the dial-up
forums
days,
and stuff?
right? There was
chat room.
yeah, well, you had AOL chat rooms and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But this was
Yeah.
different. There was these sites that started popping up. One of them was called like I'm fucking embarrassed to even tell this story. Okay. The one was like, remember I was 18, okay? One was called hotornot.com. So
I remember that
you would put your picture up there and people would scroll through and
Wasn't
like
Facebook
rate
like that,
them like
too?
1 to 10, you know? And there was another one called Face the Jury, right?
I don't
And
remember that.
yeah, so it was just like hot or not. It's the same thing, you know? Well, she messaged me because she saw my picture. And so we just started talking. And we started talking on the phone eventually. And then eventually we met in person. You know? Then eventually she came here again. And then the next time she came, she stayed. So it was like a 2-year process.
Oh yeah, because she wasn't in.
Yeah.
She wasn't in that same state. Forgot.
Right, yeah. From Vermont. Which I thought was in Canada back then. Turned out she wasn't Canadian. It's America still.
But that's snowy place. Snowy.
Were you telling her that you had like a 12-inch penis?
Masshole asking
me that.
Masshole's asking if your hat picture, right, that your chat emoji was the picture that you had on Hot or Not. Is that the one you used?
No, but like I will say I had like I think like a 8.2 or something there on the website. It was not too bad. It was pretty good. She found me. She like messaged me and we started talking. I was like, hey, she's hot, you know? And like we started talking and started talking on the phone. You know, that lasted for years. We would talk on the phone every night for like hours, bro, for like 2 years.
And she's like, I can't drive, so can you come pick me up?
Not out of 100, masshole. Is out of 10. Yeah.
Masshole's on another. Oh man. That's cool though. Like I know, like wasn't Facebook.
You guys remember if you're on hotornot.com or something, like an 8.2 is a pretty damn good score. Okay, I didn't look like this back then. I was different. You know, I was young and I was hot. But this was Face the Jury.
But
this is one hell of a start to the show. That's all I got.
Are we gonna talk video games eventually? That's high. I told you. That's high. That was a good score. Anyway,
but Facebook was like that, right?
Facebook didn't exist then, bro. Like Facebook.
But wasn't the beginning of Facebook was like before it was called Facebook? It was basically like a match site, like people on campus, because it was just a campus website, and then people would just kind of.
So serious. Man, got hit with the Xbox tax. Oh
my
That's fucking great. The Xbox tax didn't exist back then. My family voted for me to get my rating up.
Wow.
Oh gosh. You guys don't want to know, like when I was 14 or 15, what my AOL username was.
Nate Dogg says you're 9.2 now. Woo! Nate Dogg coming in strong. Bro. Let's go.
Yeah.
Daddy Big Dick?
No, it wasn't. Anyway, we'll skip that story for another time. Some of you guys know what it was because Kate's told y'all in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
Are we gonna let's talk about video games?
No, let's keep going with this. This is great.
So yeah, I don't even know how to transition right now.
I know there's some sort of
there's a
smooth
sliver.
transition.
There's a sliver of something to hope for. You know what is hot? Is Fallout.
Wow.
There you go.
It might also have an 8.2 on IMDb if I checked right now, because it's that damn good.
Our chat's the best. Masshole says you're a DILF. Jesus, we got all the positive people. We love y'all. You guys are amazing. Let's go. Sun's out, shades on. That's right, Solid White. Sun's out, shades on, everybody. Get those shades on. Let's go.
Yep.
All right, yeah, so Fallout's taking the world by storm right now. Me and Pong talked about this quite a bit last night. But yeah, I'm curious, who else here? I know, Psycho, you've watched the whole show already, and you said, like, it's one of maybe the best, like, video game show you've seen, right?
Oh, 100%. It is such a...
Oh, are you... what is that in the background? Is that, like...
that's Fallout 76, sorry.
Okay.
I mean, the show is so great.
I heard some moaning or something.
It's made me want to play Fallout all over again. No, it's really good. It really does justice to the source material, like everything down to like the details in the vault and in the wasteland, everything. And I forget the gentleman that plays the ghoul, fucking steals the scene every time he's in it. Fucking phenomenal. Amazing. And you kind of figure out, like, there's so much that goes on with lore, and it sets you up for the next season where it really is going to take off, and you're going to find out some shit. So if you haven't watched it, it's definitely must watch.
Yeah. It's good to know about the way, like, I obviously don't give any spoilers, but that they may leave it you ready for another season, because I was talking about it with Kate, and I think this show is something that could last for a long time. With just how they do it. I love the exploration aspect of it. Like, they're really, like, that's kind of what the game's about, exploring the wasteland and stuff, and they make you kind of feel that through the character, like this journey that they're going on, and like they got that aspect of it, like, absolutely fucking perfect. Have you watched any of it yet, Fuzz?
No, plan on binge watching it this weekend with the wife.
Hey, don't tell Paris Lily. Okay?
Why?
Because you're not allowed to binge watch stuff.
Oh, no. I've been watched a lot of stuff. Like, there was a period of time where I took a break from, like, was it The Walking Dead, and binge watch to kind of catch up, and then stop watching it altogether. But yeah, I just plan on binge watching it, because I know if I try and space it out, it's like, no, I'm all right. I'm done playing this game. All right, let me go back to watching that shit. No, I'd just rather go through all of it, wait until the next season, and then look forward to it then. But yeah, binge watch tomorrow and Sunday, and hop in the game in between for breaks and stuff like that.
Yeah, right on, man. You gotta let me know what you think after you finish the binge. We're 4 episodes in. We watched 2 the first night and 2 the next. I think we're gonna kind of do like 2 episodes a night. I always kind of savor it, but still binge it a little bit same time.
Yeah.
Kind of make it last through a 4-day thing. And then we've been watching Kings of Pain after that, because we didn't realize they ever did a second episode. This is the show where they, like, get bitten by shit on purpose. Do you ever watch that stuff where, like, they take, like, insects or, like, snakes and, like, spiders and shit, and let them bite them to, like, test the pain? It's called Kings of Pain. It's on Hulu. Yeah, so there was an original season years ago, and we watched that. Then they, like, disappeared because of COVID and stuff. And then, like, we watched, then we realized, hey, they had a second season, like, in 2022 that we never saw. So we started watching that. And they'll do crazy shit. Like, create, like, Python. Like, one of them got bit by Python in the first season.
Have they done a bullet wasp yet?
Yeah, they did bullet wasp. They've done like
Jesus.
they've
No
done like
thanks.
brown widows. I think they did like scorpion fish. Yeah, they've done
No.
like what's
Have you done snakes, I guess?
what's the lizard, the big lizard in the desert, in like Africa and stuff.
Not
The big
the
ass
iguana.
one.
What the something with a G
The
or
Gila monster. Yeah, got bit by a Gila monster. Yeah, tarantulas. These guys are fucking nuts, man. Yeah, they got bit. They just got bit by by a monitor lizard. They got bit by a beaded lizard.
Mm-hmm.
Different kinds of spiders and shit.
Or anything like that.
They have some major reactions and stuff, dude. Like they've
swell up and stuff.
Oh yeah, they'll talk about it. They rate it like they'll rate it for like pain intensity, like the duration of the effects, and then like the damage that it caused. You know, the one of them has nerve damage from the python from the first season still, so his like arm doesn't work very good anymore. Yeah,
do that for a show.
Yeah, but like there was another guy that did it before. His name was Coyote Peterson, and we had seen him do it before. He did it on like YouTube, right? And these guys did it like as on like a TV show. But these guys are great. Like they don't like overreact as much as he does, as a Coyote guy, because the Coyote guy's like really dramatic. These guys try not to overreact too much, but you can tell when it's really bad. You know.
Yeah.
I recommend the scorpions too. They get like scorpions. Yeah. It's crazy. Highly recommend it if you like seeing people suffer. 3-bit, have you watched some Fallout show?
I only watched the first episode. And the second episode happened and I fell asleep. But I'm liking it a lot so far. Just based on how they set up the world and the characters and yeah, I'm really digging it. In terms of like binging shows, I love binging shows like Game of Thrones. I waited until most of the show was out. And then I'm glad I did, because when the show came out, I had a ton to watch and I was really just really loving the show, and I just like, wow, I have so much to watch. This is awesome. So yeah, I'm glad they released all the episodes. I'm sure they probably had a debate, like an internal debate, whether or not they should release it weekly.
I think it's kind of like Amazon's thing to release all at once.
Okay. Yeah.
Because when they do the Clancy shows and like Reacher and stuff, usually it's just all there.
Gen V though, they didn't do that. I don't think.
Do they not?
Is that on Prime? I'm pretty sure Gen V was like.
I do that. What about The Boys? Do they do The Boys all at once?
I don't remember.
I don't think they do The Boys all at once. I think they.
No.
Yeah, so maybe those shows.
But I think season 1 was like half the episodes, and then they did the other half, and saw how popular it was, and then they went episodic each week. And I think that's what they're kind of let everyone just binge this and get into it, because then you're hooked. Then you start doing once a week, and people are going to come back and watch it and subscribe to Prime.
Yeah.
That would make sense. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it so far. I'm wondering where it's headed.
Oh boy.
So we installed Fallout 76 again because of the show, because Kate wanted to check it out, and so she actually played a little bit last night. And today,
how'd you like it?
She's like into it. She was like, "Wow!" She likes that you can, wherever you can see, you can go.
Yep.
You know, and I was like explaining to her like, yeah, that's Todd Howard. You know, that's like the Bethesda.
That's the way
element. You know, that's what it's all about, and that's why you like Starfield. You know, and she actually said this. She was like, "I think I like this kind of game." You know.
We got a new Bethesda convert. Let's go. Yeah. Welcome, Caitlin. God welcomes you into the kingdom.
Yeah. She likes discovering things, picking up the random shit, you know, like going around and
Yeah.
seeing like these crazy scenes
And the
in these
show does
houses
a
and stuff.
really good
She's a
job.
bigger hoarder than me, which is
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Yeah, that whole system. But like the show does a really good job at something I forgot to point out, of like taking game assets and
Yeah.
bringing it into the show. Like it does that very well with like the Pit Boy,
Stim pack.
the vault, the stim packs, like the
Yeah.
vault door when you exit, like it
Mhm.
looks exactly like a lot of the games, like the way
Yeah.
it even goes out. Like they really paid attention to the game's universe instead of like
yeah.
taking too much creative liberty, or like, oh, that doesn't really belong. Like so far, just from me watching the first episode, that's something I really admired.
Yeah. And it's like the moment, like the kind of moments you would experience in the game, you would get in this show too. Like there's a part that where the character walks into this area and sees this scene, kind of, and it's like gives you that feeling like, okay, if I was exploring in a game, I walked into a random house and I would kind of look around and be like, what happened here? You know what I mean?
I had that thought with the Raiders in the first episode. I was like, oh, this seems like something that could happen in the beginning cutscene of like the game.
Yeah, when fuck, I don't want to spoil anything, but when there's a part where she's kind of having to watch what's going on in front of her, and you know what I mean?
Mhm.
And that element is like in every Fallout, kind of in a way. In Fallout 4 when you're like in the cryo thing, and like you see your baby get taken away and you're just like, no, it's like every Fallout kind of has like a moment like that, and there's a moment kind of like that in the show,
Yeah.
and it's like crazy because that moment happens and then it sets up the adventure, right?
Yeah, I literally thought of a beginning cutscene. We're not gonna spoil too much, but like I thought of a beginning cutscene of a Fallout game when watching that scene. I was like, wow, this is basically like the start to an adventure. Like they really clearly paid attention to the game, and use that as a reference for the script. So I'm really excited to watch the rest of it. I just like obviously I've been
What episode are you on?
I'm literally on episode 2. Like I've only seen episode 1.
Oh my god, bro!
Like, I think I watched a little bit of 2. Like,
Psycho, can you turn your game down?
I can't remember.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
With I can't spoil because I don't know. I remember seeing like the Brotherhood. That's in the trailer. So like, I remember seeing the Brotherhood a little bit. Is that season 2? Or not season 2, episode 2?
Well, the Brotherhood is introduced, I think, in episode 1, if I remember. But like,
okay, so maybe I just finished 1 then.
Yeah,
but yeah, good.
Yeah, 1 is when she walks out.
Yeah. So I
then
seen her
yeah,
walk out.
2 introduces other characters, and then
well,
it's crazy.
It's great. It's fantastic. Yeah,
I'm glad Kate is playing it. That's very cool. Like, Bethesda formula is one of my favorite things. Like the freedom it gives you in Bethesda games, it's like it's almost overwhelming at first, but not a lot of games do that. So I'm glad Kate is. But she played Starfield too, right? Was that like her first Bethesda game, like Starfield?
Starfield was her first like RPG.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, but also first Bethesda game, first game she played like that because she was like something about it intrigued her, right? I think maybe part of the hype around it also with everything going on, just to give it a chance. But then she just got fucking hooked. Like her hours in Starfield like completely annihilate mine. Like it's insane. And then now I think she's probably gonna do that with Fallout. So it's
nice.
I'm
76.
Fallout 76. Yeah.
Nice.
She didn't care too much about the story stuff. She just likes to explore and stuff like that. So, yeah, I'm curious to see how much she plays it. She spent like 30 minutes making the character. So
that's how you do it.
She did a good job. Pretty good. Spartan661 with a $2 super chat says, "Hello, Sherry. I love your mom."
Okay.
I'm missing something here. I think I'm missing something.
Is Spartan's mom watching, or who's Sherry?
What?
Is that your mom, Ev?
No, and I don't know
I
who
don't-
Sherry is either.
There's a lot of context that we don't know.
Hello,
Hello.
Sherry. I love your mom.
My name is
Oh,
Sherry. I
hello.
love you.
Sorry, I love you. I read it wrong. Hello, Sherry. I love you, mom. Okay.
But Spartan's mom is Sherry.
Is your mom here, Spartan? Are you saying that? I get it. Is your mom listening to the show right now? Do you have
if
us
that's the
playing
case, then hello,
live?
Sherry's.
Apparently,
I read it wrong, and I thought
you
were
killed
telling
it.
somebody named Sherry that you love their mom, but now I know that Sherry is your mom, I think,
And you love her.
and you love her.
Yeah.
And you're getting me to say that.
Good way
Sherry,
to-
Spartan 661 loves you.
Yes. And glad you are watching, Sherry. If that is how we should read it, unless
I
there's a couple
think.
ways we could read this. So, like,
You want
I
to
don't know.
read it, Pong?
see if you
No, you want to
and
reread it? So, because I messed this up. There's a $2 super chat from Spartan 661. Do it in the Pong way, so to get Sherry excited.
Cherry or Sherry?
Sherry.
Sherry.
I thought you said Cherry. I thought you said Cherry. I was like, wait, I
Sherry,
don't think Cherry.
baby, Sherry.
Attention, ladies and gentlemen, aboard this fun speculation hype train, we have a special message from a special person. Spartan 661 sends the following message. Hello, Sherry. I love you, Mom.
Choo choo,
Choo-choo.
motherfucker.
Fuckers.
All right. Okay. We'll move on now. So I was thinking about the Fallout show quite a bit actually on last night I was like, or today, I don't remember when I made this tweet. I was like, it'd be awesome, dudes, if like the people that all made the Fallout show made a Starfield show, And I'm thinking like Jonathan Nolan, Todd Howard oversees it kind of like he did with this.
Hey, I've been praising Jonathan Nolan. As soon as I heard his name, I was like, "Ooh, I'm gonna like it."
And some people are like, "Hell yeah," And some people said no. Some were like, "Not enough gore." In Starfield, I'm like, I don't know. I remember playing Starfield and I like walked into like murder scenes with blood on the walls, like decapitated heads, like just gore everywhere. Starfield doesn't have VATS, the VAT system like Fallout does. I don't think it. I don't know if you shoot a head, if it blows up. I don't remember.
In Starfield?
Yeah,
I can't remember either. Actually,
you're on mute, Fuzz.
with some ammo you can blow a limb completely off or explode a head or explode the backpack.
Right.
There's something kind of like VATS with the time slow stuff to some extent, but yeah, I could totally see it getting gory. Like you board a ship, or maybe pirates board your ship. You're fighting for your life to kill all of them that boarded your ship. Yeah, I could see that getting out of sorts.
And then somebody said that the characters in Starfield are boring, so it wouldn't make a good show, as opposed to Fallout characters. And I'm like, the Fallout show doesn't have the fucking characters from any of the games. It's like a new story.
Mm-hmm.
You could do a lot with the Starfield, you don't even have to base it on like the main character or your creative character.
This whole Fallout show is a new story in the Fallout universe, right? There's a lore that can allude to things, obviously within all Fallout and stuff like that. But like, I was thinking
knowing more about those people too, with that find the stars or whatever. Yeah,
I was thinking it'd be kind of awesome, But there's a lot of things that'd be awesome. It'd be awesome to see a live action cyberpunk show like that. It'd be awesome to see. Really, there's just like so many. Division? Yeah, that would be sick. I
still want that movie. Yeah.
Yeah, they were supposed to be making one, right?
Mm-hmm. Jake Gyllenhaal, I think, for the main character or something. Yeah, was in development, then it went silent, and then
Yeah.
it just kind of fell apart.
There was supposed to be a Tom Hardy Splinter Cell movie.
Yeah,
Mm.
that would have been awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's still in development or not.
No, I don't think so.
Shame.
Yeah.
So,
You know,
somebody
after
said something is in development as far as live action.
for
Unfortunately, he's not involved, the main voice guy, but there's something in the works.
Splinter Cell.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll see. I know that Amazon kind of has like the Clancy verse a little bit now, right? With their shows. And I think if you've seen the movie Without Remorse with Michael B. Jordan,
Yeah.
like highly recommend that if you're a Clancy fan. That sets up some things that you would think could potentially go somewhere, but don't know where it's going to go. It's been a while since that movie came out and nothing's come of it, right? But yeah, it made me think like, oh, this would be awesome if they made this whole universe here based off of all this, you know. But I think there's a lot of potential for a lot of these shows now, and I would like to see it. I think Fallout could be the kicking off point. Obviously, just focus on this Fallout show and let it do its thing for several seasons now, and then maybe move on to what's next. People were saying you could do the same thing with Elder Scrolls. Absolutely, you tell a whole nother story with Elder Scrolls as well. But the reason I said that with Starfield, and you could say the same for Elder Scrolls, but I just feel like in the show they really nail the exploration aspect of it and the feeling, and I feel like it would be cool to see that done with like a space theme with the same elements of how they're telling the story with Fallout, because like they nail it there. But yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, I agree, and I think me and Fuzzy was actually talking about this on the show, like different video game TV show adaptations. I mean, they drastically changed to starting to be quality. I remember there was a time where I never thought they would make a good adaptation for a video game to a movie. Now we're starting to see that it can be done if you honor the source material. There, for a while, we would see people be ashamed of the source material, like, I don't really like that from the game. Let's majorly change the character and do this and that, and usually that ended up being just a terrible movie. So when you get a show like Fallout, which does honor the video game in terms of the style and the aesthetics and the world building and stuff like that, it's so cool to see. I never thought I would live to see the day, honestly, where a show or a movie would honor the source material and it doesn't have to be a fan film. Like fan films they're like, we are honoring it, but now we're seeing it from major adaptations. So I'm glad I'm living in this timeline where I can start to see video game adaptations actually do very well. Now we still get, like, every now and then we'll probably get a bad adaptation, but I mean, hey, it's super cool that we're starting to get like really, really good ones.
Yeah.
I'm starting to think about all the good ones we're starting to get, but like
It's starting to take over
Mario.
the Hollywood kind of scene, like with shows and movies and stuff. Like people have been looking for different source material. I think for a long time they just saw like games as like an easy, quick buck to make for movies and stuff and shows, and now they're like really going all in to do high quality things because they realize that there's really deep stories you can tell in these worlds, and it's not just about being some stupid thing. You know what I mean? Like, it's really cool to see because it's treated it with more respect. But when you do that, it helps everything. It helps the game, helps the show, becomes this more shared kind of experience where you can experience this IP in multiple ways. And this is something that's happened before, obviously, like, comic books to movies, now games to movies. And I think there's going to be a lot of different stuff that we see, and there's going to be failures. There's going to be good things, like everything. We'll have to keep an eye and see how the Borderlands movie is, But I think the last several years we've seen more successes than we ever have for game adaptations, right? And Can't wait to see what they come up with next. For Gears of War, we got stuff to look forward to. Stuff that could happen with lots of different IPs and franchises, and
Is
that
Dave Bautista involved with that?
I don't know.
Or
I don't think we've gotten
keep
any news on that yet. I think he would want to be, you know.
Oh, he's
No,
been
he wants
nonstop.
to.
He's been nonstop putting himself out there for. I don't like him, so I personally don't
Yeah.
want him in there. But anyways, I understand why he would be a part of it. But yeah, he's been putting himself out there for years now to do it. So I would assume he's going to definitely have a role in it for sure. I mean,
Yeah.
it makes sense.
I wouldn't want him to be Marcus Phoenix, but I mean,
No.
he's done some roles like in Blade Runner. I was like,
Oh yeah, no, he was great in Blade Runner. It was a fantastic role.
Yeah, I just can't
Short and
see him
sweet.
as Marcus. Yeah. Something like something small.
But I wouldn't doubt that they do it. Again, I said that I'm looking forward to the live action last night on Gears, just to see how they take it. Because if they do take it dark and they take it gory and they take it gruesome and people are getting chainsawed, it's going to be amazing, right?
Yeah.
I'm more looking forward to the anime because I know the anime can definitely go that route easily, and it's going to fit, you know, the whole theme, you know, especially after Edge Runners and that kind of stuff. I think it translates brilliantly. Video games automatically do with anime, so I can't wait for that. But the live action, if they do it right, even if Batista's in it a lot, even if he is Marcus Phoenix, I still think it could be a massive hit for Xbox, and again drive that hype like Mav and I were talking about towards Gears 6, and if they have the Phoenix collection in between, it's going to be perfect. A lot of people are going to want to go back and experience Gears of War maybe for the first time after seeing just a phenomenal action movie that's dark and gritty, still has some humor to it, right? If they can get all that in there like the first 3 did in the video games, they got a hit on their hands easy. It's going to be money. It's going to be awesome.
Delroy says Chris Pratt for Marcus. How about Baird? Chris Pratt for Baird.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that. That would work out. Yeah. Chris Pratt, just play every role. Just put him in makeup for every role. It'd be fun. He can play all the characters.
Like, if it's not Batista, like, who would be a good Marcus?
It's tough. It's tough because you got to have a big dude. I mean, you got to have some big dudes. You can't come in here with some half asses, you know, and unfortunately, there's only a select amount of big dudes that are jacked that are going to fit those roles.
I just have to cast somebody who's not well known. But
Maybe.
like, that's not the standard of Hollywood nowadays.
No, it's not.
I don't know.
So who are you going to get?
You think Henry Cavill would do it?
I think he's
Not
too
just
clean
like Marcus,
cut, you know,
but like somewhere he's too clean cut. But he could. I don't know.
He could be in it.
Roughen up a little bit.
Make him a locust. Make him a locust. That'd be awesome to see Henry. Are you flicking me off 3-bit? What the hell, man? Come on. I know you don't like my opinions sometimes, but let's keep it civil here, man.
That was an accident.
It's okay. Hey.
I say get one of the Kelsey brothers to play Marcus.
I don't even know. I didn't even realize I was doing that.
It's funny.
Oh man.
Yeah, Jason Kelsey.
Brett Bingham said the golden rule of TV adoptions is of IPs. You don't effing give it to Paramount. They killed Star Trek. I mean,
It's true. It's true.
I haven't followed like Star Trek that much, but I was one of the editors for what's that huge fan film? Wow, why can't I remember the name of it? Hold on.
What?
I don't know.
What the heck was the name?
I don't know what movie you're in.
Oh, Axonar. I was one of the editors. So people who understand the Star Trek fan film know there's like a huge lawsuit. But whenever fan films try to do
Oh, I'm sorry.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, my bad.
Whenever fan films do Star Trek, apparently they do a better job than Paramount. But that was definitely one I'm glad I'm no longer a part of. But I am starting to watch Star Trek again.
Okay.
So I'll let you know what I think about
Well,
Star
thanks.
Trek universe.
Appreciate it.
Watching Discovery. You know,
It's
good stuff.
I don't
like
blame so much the production companies. I blame the showrunners, right? The writers, the
Yeah.
people who step into these spots nowadays, especially the ones who show up that don't really have an interest in the source material, have never really written
So you think
for the
Paramount
IP.
doesn't have that, Pong?
I don't think that they hire the right people for the right. Again, that we've seen this now. We have examples of greatness and we have examples of very, poor or less than stellar type ones. And always it goes back to, obviously, and again, I shouldn't be saying anything crazy here, but it's true. You can have the most talented people in the world, but if they aren't interested in the IP, we just saw this with Star Wars and Disney. You can have some very talented people at the top, but if they don't have interest in the IP, it doesn't go right. Like if you don't respect the original fan base or you don't respect the fan base that's built in from the video game side, since we're talking about video game adaptations here, if you don't respect those fans up front, you're already starting off on a very bad foot. And you've got to have some interest. And like we talked about last night with Fallout, that's what they went out and did. They got somebody who is genuinely interested and loved the games, paired with Todd Howard, right? Who, obviously had his input on this game. The guy who took Fallout to this direction in the first place. And it shows. And again, you don't have to do everything by the book. You don't, like you said, 3-bit, you don't have to make just a fanfic film, right? That's not what you have to do. You can take the story in new directions. Yes, you will have the people that get upset if you do step out of canon or whatever the case may be, or if you retcon things. We know that you're going to have that upset. But if you genuinely do take the source material into consideration and you get that same type of feeling and atmosphere, which again, since I haven't watched Fallout, I'm just going by what everybody's telling me. They somehow found the balance between the gore that's in Fallout and also brought the humor, the random quirkiness that makes Fallout games special to a lot of people. They found out how to do that. But the only way you get that mix, the only way is if you have somebody who understands the basics about what makes that certain IP special. And again, we've seen this lost too many times. Not saying that Halo certainly doesn't have its great moments, according to a lot of people, including Mav and stuff. And there were certainly some fans who did like the Halo first season, and generally more so the Halo 2 season. But at the same time, could they have done even better and still taken Halo in a different direction, or had Chief presented in a more human-like manner to kind of give that emotional attachment per se? Yes, you can do that. But I think there was some that obviously was missing there because too many people don't like the Halo season. So I just think that there's a way to go about this, and it always starts at the top with who you're going to have write it and who you're going to have direct it. They have to acknowledge the original source material, and they have to not say like the Halo showrunners did, oh, we stayed completely away from even playing the games. We wanted no influence from the games. No. That's not how you, no, that's not what you do. So again, I just think that Fallout, we've got some great examples now, right? Versus even way back when we all know that there was a lot of terrible and very few good stuff in between, but there was a lot of terrible adaptations. And like Matt said, they were just throwing out there kind of like easy money. Oh, we'll get the fan base to come in and all the fans of these video games or these comic books will come buy the tickets. We don't care about anybody else. Now that they're going after bigger audiences, and now that they see it can be done, again, to Matt's point, now that this entertainment form in video games has now taken the next step and become the biggest entertainment form and has gotten games and presentations that are much more serious and much more deep and emotional. Now we've got to step up the game when it comes to these types of shows. These companies have to take this stuff seriously and find people who are going to look at the fan base and the original material and say, yes, we're going to respect that. We might take it differently a little bit here and there. We're going to try some things. But we at the end of the day are going to start with the video game and go from there and build it out from there. I just think that's ultra important. So, and we're seeing it.
Yeah, well said, man. I think we're gonna see more and more great stuff. And part of it's because of like streaming now, streaming shows. Like they have a lot more flexibility to do things, and the formats and how long episodes can be, or how short they can be, how many episodes they do, how they want to tell the stories, and they're not restricted by a lot of the old ways of TV shows on like cable and stuff like that. So we're kind of seeing like a revolution with the kinds of shows we can get, right? And then also movies, like some of them are made for streaming services, or they're made for the theaters also. But overall, we're seeing just a lot of different kinds of people looking for different ideas, right?
Hollywood ran out of ideas.
Yeah.
Hollywood ran out of ideas. They lost a lot of creative people to the video game industry because, again, it's very hard to get a show or movie done in Hollywood, as it always has been, but even so, more so nowadays. But people ran out of creative ideas. There is no way, right, that a writer, a script writer who only worked in Hollywood could write the Fallout script without it being a game. Just write a movie that was like Fallout, right? Just write a movie or a TV series like Fallout and present it to Hollywood higher ups and have them go, oh, I totally get this. This is going to be good. No, video games allow for the creativity that Hollywood used to have. That's what I was mentioning last night. If you go back to the cheesy 80s and 90s and stuff, like I said, people were trying crazy ideas. It didn't always hit, and you can go back and laugh at them and say, oh, that's just stupid. But they were trying things. They weren't scared. Hollywood was pumping out movies left and right that actually were kind of out there. And like, who came up with these ideas? We're seeing that a little bit in the we're seeing that a little bit in the horror genre now, right? Where people are really trying some weird stuff. We were talking about Midsummer and those kind of shows. But again, that was the way it always was in Hollywood. But then they'd all dried up and nobody wanted to take risks anymore. In video games, you still get to take risks because you can make up these entire worlds and these entire universes that maybe don't make sense to anybody, but they make sense to gamers. And you can make something great out of it. And all of a sudden the IP becomes popular. Well, now Hollywood's licking their chops because, again, a lot of the creative talent came to video games. So now they're licking their chops going, well, oh, now it's established. Well, oh, you got this big fan base that already understands Fallout. Well, maybe we can make a show out of this that actually attracts other people, maybe who don't even know what Fallout's about. But if we make it good enough, they're going to come watch this, to Matt's point, because we've got streaming services. Now we got all these different places where people are looking for new stuff and looking for something different. So now Hollywood's licking their chops and they're like, oh, we got this. We don't have to worry about taking chances. We'll take IP that's already established in the video game world and turn it into our form of entertainment in TV shows and movies. It works for everybody. It's a good spot right now for everybody to be in. But Hollywood lost its creativeness. That's why this is working out so well right now.
But I'm curious, like when the numbers come out, or eventually, like where this will rank on Amazon's, like, because Amazon has some really good shit. You know, they have some really good stuff. Like, I got to give them props for a lot of their shows. I'm curious where this is going to rank on their all-time shows, right? Because
it's number one right now, at least on the.
Yeah, it's number one. If you look there right now, it's the number one show on Amazon. And like Netflix is always like, when Stranger Things comes out, it's always like number one for a long time, right? Like Apple TV, Ted Lasso, like was number one for a really long time, but they have really good shows there too that kind of take off. Each streaming service is looking for their, like, okay, this is on our thing. You know what I mean? So when there's a new season to roll out, like, it just draws so many subscribers, you know, and so much activity. It becomes kind of a phenomenon. These phenomena can take on like social media as well, like with young people, like they get into this stuff. Like, I remember when Stranger Things is next level with some of this stuff, but like the way that these kids and stuff see these things on TikTok, you know, and like clips on TikTok or YouTube shorts and everything like that. Another show that did the same thing was Wednesday. You know, how many kids were out there doing the Wednesday dance, you know, from the Wednesday show? TV is kind of different than the way it used to be, and how these things kind of set trends and become like the thing of now, right? And Fallout as a game IP, right, has really captured that right now. I think they are really the talk of everything, not just gamers, right? So it's huge for a video game franchise and a video game IP to be that mainstream, transcend the norm of what the IP has ever done before. So, and I think it's because people are seeing how awesome the fucking world is, right? Like, because they stayed so true to it. That's one of the things, like, early on with the MCU that people loved most about it is because they weren't afraid to stay cheesy like the comics at times. You know what I mean? Like, they kind of leaned into it. They like, yeah, these characters may look ridiculous sometimes or whatever, but we're not going to like try and make it like too realistic. We're going to kind of lean into the craziness that can kind of happen with some of the stuff. Not all the way, obviously, you know, but like the more you kind of lean into stuff about what made it special in the first place, you're seeing people appreciate when in this kind of media. And that's the best thing about the Fallout show so far, because they do so much to lean into what makes Fallout special, what makes Bethesda games special, what makes that genre of games special, right? But it's kind of transformed in front of our eyes to an awesome show. That's what I think Halo Season 2 did better than Halo Season 1, right? They leaned into shit from the game universe more and like took us there and made us feel like we're part of it, like watching this unfold as if it's happening more in a game world, right? And I think that's why it was better than Season 1. So I'm using that as an opportunity, obviously, to transition into the Halo conversation. Because Halo is one that I don't feel like the show, even though it's like the biggest show on Paramount, did what the Fallout show is right now. I personally do like it a lot, and I think it's a big show, popular show, but it didn't like have this like universal crazy high praise all over the place, people talking about how amazing it is, all this kind of stuff, right? So it is a little bit more controversial about if you like it or not. And I think I would like to see them do more with Halo in these kind of spaces, because I think it has one of the biggest potentials out of everything for TV shows and movies. But also, there's more games to come out. And there's been a lot of rumors lately, and I think some educated guessing, right? More so than anything about what's coming up for Halo. And maybe people are presenting it as in like, I heard this or whatever. Maybe they did. I don't know. Right. But I remember hearing Matt Booty and Phil Spencer and them after last year's Summer Showcase sit down with Grubb, right? And they made a point out of nowhere to specifically mention that they're excited about the future of Halo and what's coming, right? Then you hear also earlier this year, I think it was either earlier this year or late last year, Sketch, during one of their community updates, talk about they're hard at work on the next big Halo thing, right? When we also know Certain Affinity has been working on Halo stuff for a while as well. So Halo, as much maligned IP as it can be at times, although like I still think it's one of the biggest IPs in video games, period, I think has a bright future here because Xbox and Microsoft is staying committed to it. And I think whether it's educated guess or hearsay or whatever, maybe we will hear about some of this stuff later this year. Maybe, do you think it'd be too soon to hear about the next Halo game? That's what I'm thinking about. Like, is this summer too soon to hear about the next Halo?
If next gen is coming in 2026, it would be the right about the timing, considering when they first showed like Halo Infinite in comparison. But I think it almost feels like they want Gears to be the shining star now of the pillars, and then Halo can probably come the following year. I mean, if they really want to like knock people out, have both of them showing at the Summer Showcase. But I think the main thing that would be nice if they have Halo at this Summer Showcase is have maybe that battle royale that's been rumored on again, off again, or possibly shelved or whatever, or that's been completely silent from Certain Affinity. Have that where it's released today or like releasing soon, and then talk about, hey, Chief is going to be at it again, in a couple of years. See you at the launch lineup for the next Xbox or something along those lines. I don't know if they lay it out quite like that, but I think at that point, especially having it where it's on track to be at launch, that's going to be a strong message if they have it at the Summer Showcase this year.
If they say, "Oh, it's going to be at the launch next gen," that's exactly what they did last time, and I'll be kind of like, just tell us right before the game comes out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like that they had that marketing sort of thing where a lot of us made jokes where like, wow, they're actually marketing Halo because they initially they had that post that was on their Twitter. It was basically Master Chief and like a Series X Xbox. That could be a hint to a start of a marketing ramp up to what they could be doing with a Halo game. I think in terms of production, all we really heard about is that battle royale game, right? That has possibly turned into another project, and then Saber Interactive, like, what are they working on with Halo, the Halo franchise? And that 343 has shifted gears, into another, into doing Halo again. So we'll see what it ends up being. I absolutely love Halo, the Halo franchise. I do consider it to be a pillar of Xbox, or it could still be a pillar of Xbox, but I think it was smart to start expanding what what people know Xbox for, rather than just Halo, Gears, and Forza. They could start having other IPs start popping up and be known for other things. But Halo it still means a lot to me, and I'm sure a lot of other people. And it has a lot of potential into still getting that audience back, where it used to be like Halo had a huge audience and then people would go on Call of Duty, and those were like the main sort of games back in the day. I still think it could pull those numbers. But we'll see. Halo's still one of those franchises I still feels like needs to like spin off into other games, other genres as well.
So I want to get into that in a second. Real quick, Alvin hit us with a $5 super chat earlier. Said, for the record, no matter how the Borderlands movie turns out, that franchise is still goated, and Randy Pitchford is still Lasan Al Gaib. Great show. Thanks, Alvin. Appreciate you, bro. And yeah, I think Randy's an interesting dude. But we'll see how the Borderlands movie turns out. But I'm excited for Borderlands 4. That's for damn sure. What are you doing, Pong?
Oh, nothing. I was thinking of Randy Pitchford.
Oh, okay.
Made my nose run a little bit.
Yeah. Fuck. Sorry, guys. Abdel 114.
I know. Let's get the oldest cast possible for Borderlands characters. It's going to be phenomenal.
Hey, who should we
Let's
cast?
do that.
Should we get Jack Nicholson?
Oh, my favorite actors and actors from 20 years ago. Let's get all of them. Let's do it.
Yeah, maybe Robert De Niro and Al Pacino are available. Let's go. What's Robert?
It looked like you had a powdered donut.
It really felt that way. What is happening here? I mean, this team ends up being good.
Shit, man. All right, Abdel 114 says, member for 2 months. Says,
let's go, Abdel 114. Let's go.
Yeah. Says, remember Stroker Commodore 64? Stroke a pixelated D. That's something Randy Pitchford would say.
What?
Sorry, man, my nose is burning. I don't know why.
Stop eating those powdered donuts.
Yeah.
It was cut too much with baking powder.
Mm-hmm.
We'll definitely see.
Randy's
What's up,
special,
kids? Thanks for watching Xbox Ultimate Podcast.
Game adaptation. I love Kate Blanchett. Don't get me
Yeah.
wrong. I love Kate Blanchett, and she has been a favorite of mine for a long time. But seriously, come on, man. Come on.
You might as well fucking cast like Barbara Streisand or some shit. Like,
Come on.
Bette
Okay, well, that's
Midler.
getting even older. Jesus.
That was way older.
Yeah.
I mean,
Or
I
have the
thought-
smallest dude play Ronald or Roland.
Ronald.
You know,
Ronald McDonald.
Roland. Let's have a really small, not muscular actor play Roland. That made sense.
Makes a lot
But
of
he's
sense.
funny. Yeah, even though Roland's not funny.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
Makes total sense.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
the
3
casting
rails
was-
later.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. I mean, when you're spitting out ideas like Randy does, man, on a second by second basis, yeah, there's nothing but gold there, man. This obviously was gold.
Yeah.
It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna go down. It's gonna go down as one of the best game adaptations of all time.
Do you think? I think this is how it went down for the casting. Is like Randy's like, I have creative control. Give me a list of A-list actors. We'll see who's available, right? And they just went,
Who likes to party?
yeah. Who's available? We'll go down the list.
We're talking about Borderlands, Kate.
Yeah.
Borderlands movie.
And our man Randy Pitchford.
He cast Kate Blanchett because he had to replace Betty White. She was the original choice.
Oh Jesus Christ!
Oh.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
Kate's only 6 years older.
Is
than
it too
me,
soon?
so-
I'm sorry.
Kate's only 6 years older than me. She isn't that old, but Jesus, yeah. No.
We'll see.
I love how
I had the same
Xbox-
thought.
She's
when I
6
saw
years
the-
older than you, Pong?
Yeah,
Fuck, that is old.
yeah. It's getting
Wow.
up there, but it's not that old. It's not Betty White old. Jesus.
Betty White.
I will say I like how Xbox Ultimate turned into Fun Pop.
Yeah. It's been doing that a lot lately. I don't
Oh,
know.
we did that last night. We were talking about Joker
Mhm.
2 trailer last night.
Oh,
And we
dude,
then we got into Midsummer. We got into all that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
that was fantastic. That
Oh.
trailer, dude.
Dude, that
That-
shot
yeah.
with the smiley face. That
Genius,
Mm,
bro.
genius.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So cool. So cool. Is it still a musical, by the way? Like I heard
Yeah.
conflicting like reports on that. Like they're like,
Well,
oh, it just
I
has
don't-
some.
I don't know how much like they're going to be actually singing on screen. All as Phillips confirmed was that there is 15 core songs that are instrumental to the movie. But he said I'm not straying far away from the first movie. So I don't know if it's gonna be like actual if the music like if they're gonna have like the dance scenes that they showed and that kind of stuff, if that's gonna be I don't know how much of it's gonna be them singing together or them it seems like there's a couple parts where that might happen, but I don't think it's gonna be a flat out musical. I still think there's gonna be a lot of normal action, movie dialogue. It's not gonna be a full
I
musical.
feel like that's why they cast Lady
Gaga.
She's just such a good singer.
That's why they cast
Uh,
Phoenix, because he's an amazing singer. Obviously.
I mean him, but that's a different. I mean, he did good as Johnny Cash, right?
He did. No, he did.
Yeah,
Again,
yeah,
he's got
yeah, so-
experience doing it.
I forgot. I
Like,
forgot.
well, they showed in the previews they had that one scene where it looks like they're at the bar and he's playing on the piano and she's, dancing and that kind of stuff. So I definitely think there are going to be scenes that are musicals, but I just don't think they're like the majority.
Not
of
as
the movie.
much as
Right,
people-
as like a full musical, like from like the 30s and 40s and 50s would be, right, where everybody was singing like all the time. I don't think it's gonna be that. At least that's personally how
I'm kind of glad about that. If that's
Yeah.
the case,
yeah, it'll be a nice mix. I like musicals, so I
Yeah.
don't have a
Like
problem.
La La Land was great. That was a good musical.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Seen La La
Yep.
Land. I like musicals too.
yeah, me too. Actually, Newsies was my favorite.
Yeah,
my favorite.
Newsies.
Yep. Had Christian Bale. That's it's crazy. He was in that movie. It's a good one. That was the guy who directed that did Grease. What's his name? Ortega. Was it Kevin Ortega?
Kenny
Something like
Ortega.
that. Yeah, he did Grease, High School Musical. He did like a bunch of different.
Ortega taco seasoning.
No, it's not the Ortega taco seasoning, bro.
Oh.
Dang.
That's the same Ortega.
Yeah, he's good. Newsies is my favorite.
All right.
Sorry, bro, we veered from Halo.
Yeah, it's my bad because I went back to I had missed the super chat and I went back to the old topic super chat, so it was my fault. But yeah, it was thank you for the support, Alvin and Abdel. Appreciate you guys. I want to get into this tweet. I didn't watch the video, I have to admit. But this tweet kind of inspired me to think about the future of Halo today, right? So this was from Rebs Gaming. At Mr_Rebs_ content creator. I think he does a lot of Halo stuff. I've seen him post about Halo stuff before. And his tweet says, here's an exclusive video report about how former 343 Industries leadership ruined Halo Infinite campaign's development. So I'm just going to go through his bullet point notes on his tweet because he kind of broke down the bullet points here. He says, key points. Campaign team was placed in a box without studio collaboration, which drained the team. Campaign didn't receive any external focus testing, unlike previous campaigns. This pissed off the team. So the team was pissed off because their game wasn't getting focus tested. The campaign wasn't getting focus tested, I guess. For me, I would be like, fuck, I don't care about the focus groups. Like, I don't know. It's just my personal taste, but I was like, I don't care about what they say. I just want to make what I want to make. But I guess that's what he's saying. Leadership didn't play the campaign during internal testing days and eventually canceled internal testing, which cut off all feedback loops for the campaign team. It just sounds like weird shit to me, you know? Leadership didn't ask for the campaign feedback until months before the game shipped. Guessing maybe when...
For Halo?
Yeah. When what's his name?
The guy took over.
Yeah, fuck.
Yeah.
The heck?
No, before
main guy.
Yeah,
Black
Joseph Staten.
Oh,
yeah, Joseph
yeah.
Staten. Yeah, when I'm guessing probably around when Joe Staten took over. Hackathons were created to boost morale. Several awesome prototypes were created, but leadership abruptly scrapped them and the hackathons. So I don't know. Some of this kind of is like strange, right? Some of the complaints, but also like weird that this would even happen in a big game like Halo. So I kind of like, I'm not saying he's lying or anything like that. I'm just saying like it's just weird stuff to read about such a big game being developed. Like the campaign team cut off and basically just left alone and nobody cared to even check on it. Like, this is kind of what he's getting at here. And then they realize what a shitty say. But remember, I got to add to this, right? Because remember, part of the issue that was supposedly happened here was Chris Lee, who was the creative director, right? Because this came out from other reports in the past. Was always like, yeah, everything's great, you know? But like shit was on fire. You know what I mean? He didn't ever want to report the bad news or report the issues, apparently. And then when somebody actually took a look at it, they're like, oh shit. You know, then we see like Chris Lee leave. You know, then Joe Staten comes in and kind of restructures everything and tries to get out a finished product, right? So like, I'm guessing maybe all this happened under Chris Lee's watch and potentially he was kind of part of the problem. Also, you would have to look at Bonnie Ross, who was in charge of this whole thing at the time, right? Maybe not really structuring the studio well or organizing things well. Also, you had COVID playing a factor in development with this game. But all in all, I think when the game shipped, we got a great Halo campaign. We got a good multiplayer. There just wasn't a good roadmap for the content that came out for multiplayer afterwards, right? When the game came out, everybody was really happy. Like when Halo Infinite launched, there was not a lot of complaining, right? It was like there was controversy over like monetization, armor cores, stuff like that. But then like the real outrage started happening. Like, okay, multiplayer's kind of broken with server stuff. We're not getting enough maps. We're not getting enough content updates. The seasons are extended. They're too long. The roadmap is horrible. And that kind of killed the hype and community around Halo at the time. Forge didn't come out till way later. And campaign co-op and stuff like that. Overall, a lot of this is about the campaign, right? Besides co-op campaign, there wasn't a lot of complaints about the campaign. So it's interesting to have this report and to have this information here now. But ultimately, I don't know how impactful this aspect was over the game, right? Remember, it even won some Game of the Year awards from publications because the campaign was that good and praised when it came out. But overall, like, if this is all true, now 343 has different leadership. Pierre Heinz, right? And a bunch of the old hats that were supposedly problems before are gone. Like Frank O'Connor's gone. Bonnie Ross is off of 343. You have other old hats from the studios gone. And you have the person that resurrected Master Chief Collection has done a great job with Halo Infinite so far, right? They kind of changed things up with how they're delivering content and stuff. But are we seeing that they take their lessons here and do a better job next time, like with this new leadership? Because if this is true, where they just completely don't even check on the game, it kind of sounds like Redfall, right? Who was checking on Redfall? You know, like
Uncle Pete.
Yeah, like more hands-on or like more closer eyes. Like, do you think maybe they learned their lessons? I don't know. But you have like the most knowledge of the development process here. Like, is this feasible that this actually happened like this?
With 343, I've had some friends work at 343, and it sounds like it could have happened. Just being honest.
How does that happen though? Like, how bad of a management do you have to allow something like that to happen? It just
sometimes it's a mixture of like politics. Like the campaign team wouldn't want other teams to be involved because they either want control or they want to say that they did it. There's a couple of reasons why that could happen. But I think it turned out great. I know like there was also reports before this with Joe Staten when he took over, pretty much having to rework how the campaign functioned. Like they wanted to introduce elements to Halo that wasn't really Halo like, apparently. And he kind of came in there like, no, it needs to be structured more like this. So that could have been a huge factor. So I don't know. I know the multiplayer team is usually pretty separate from campaign teams. But to say like they basically knew nothing about, that's where I'm kind of skeptical on, because usually it will be like a company-wide checkup sort of situation. They do segregate teams. That does happen. Where like the multiplayer team, they are basically in their bubble, for sure. So that way they don't have to worry about what the campaign team might be working on. They could just be like focused in on stuff. So that does happen. But to the degree where they knew absolutely nothing. I haven't read the article, but to the degree where they knew like nothing, I don't know if that's the case, but I have heard a lot of stories from friends who've worked at 343, to different articles and stuff like that, that 343 organization wise has never been very good. and that people would have different internal projects that they would pitch to them. They're like, hey, let's take Halo in this direction. And it was always faced with just no. Uh, and and creative people who wanted to take Halo in different directions usually were shut down, which is why I was really glad when Pierre kind of took over. I think that's what his name was. It Pierre?
Pierre Heinz, yeah.
Pierre Heights. Which I'm really glad that he did take over, because something 343 had a huge problem with was basically barring creativity and a lot of leadership problems, basically, from Bonnie. I do believe Bonnie Ross was a huge problem for Halo franchise. Like, it's like, yes, she released some cool, good Halos, yes, for sure. But I believe she was a part of that organization leadership problem. 343 has had a big leadership problem for a while. So I not I believe that article, there's some truth to it. I just don't think to the degree that it's saying, just because it doesn't make sense for a pipeline. Like, at some point the campaign team needs to talk to the multiplayer team, because those things do intersect with the actual, like, menus and things like that. Like, they have to talk with each other at some point. So I'm sure there's some truth to that. I just don't think it's to the extent that they're saying it in the article.
Right.
So
yeah, it's interesting, man. I wonder, like, obviously they're working on the next thing, you know? I mean, they've alluded to it many times. I wonder if there was stuff they're already working on that they're evolving into the next thing, you know? But I wonder if the next time we see Halo show up at a showcase or something, it won't be the next mainline game. Like, it won't be that. Maybe it'll be something.
It'll be like a
something
side
else.
game.
I hope so.
I mean, we what is Saber working on, right? We know that they
Need certain affinity.
We know that a certain affinity. I mean,
Yeah.
sorry. We know that a battle royale project was in the works, that it possibly turned into a bigger project. So that's what we could see. I hope it's a side project. Honestly, because Halo's is just, again, one of those games that could really benefit from having multiple games. Like, you have Call of Duty, you have the mainline franchises where it's just like Modern Warfare, but you also have like your Black Ops. You get different iterations of the game, and people will be receptive to that. But I also want them to try different genres.
Yeah.
Third person, stuff like that. But we'll see. See what they end up doing.
Psycho, do you think the next time we see Halo at a showcase, it'll be the mainline game, or it'll be something else? Psycho passed out. What about you, Fuzz?
I'm hoping that we hear something soon from him, but like I'm still trying to figure out if the whole rumors for the Unreal aspect are even still being kicked around, or how serious that is. Like, as much as we love the look of like Unreal 5 and whatnot, especially like with Hellblade coming out, I don't know if that might be the way to go. And then, considering it's a first person shooter, it'd be great to make it look even prettier than what it looks now. It looks great on their current engine, but will they be able to get the optimization to what they have the current engine to? That would be the other big thing. But that battle royale, I hope it's still a possibility. I almost, in a weird way, hope that they kind of do a spin-off similar to kind of like the way Helldivers 2 is. And instead of making it like a traditional battle royale, have it where it's like maybe drop pod type of thing, and you survive against like hordes or something along those lines, and it's like PvPvE or something like that kind of deal. But I don't know. I hope we hear something between now and 2026. Like if next gen is that far, or not that far, but right around the corner, basically, it'd be nice to get a little bit of a heads up of what they're doing above and beyond like the seasonal stuff and additional content.
Yeah. I feel like there's so much like missed potential with Halo more than like any other franchise that Xbox has. And I don't know if they were trying to be like too protective of the IP at first, because I remember like back in the day all the time like on Bungie.net reading stuff and listening to interviews talking things about Halo because it's like my favorite franchise, right? And one thing they always used to say is like they were afraid of oversaturation of Halo, and I remember them talking about that, and I'm like, okay, you know. And then you hear like, okay, look, we pass on the Halo Bible to 343, and this is what you need to do. And a lot of the 343 high ups were all Bungie people, right? And then we hear about the trouble at Bungie, or it makes sense why maybe they had trouble at 343 also. You know what I mean? Maybe none of these fuckers really knew how to run a studio. And then when Joseph Staten came over, like he kind of fixed stuff, it seems like, but he's not there anymore. And he wasn't working on Halo before he came over. But it seems like he was able to get them to ship something,
Yeah.
So now it's going to be all on pure heights for like the main Halo experience that people are going to have. But like there's so much missed potential. I think they've over worried about this oversaturation thing. I think they've worried about staying true to like that Halo Bible thing a little too much a lot of times, and like overly protective. You hear stories about 343 in the past wanting to put their own stamp on things, but also like in the ways that doesn't make sense as well, like casting like voice actors aside, saying like they're not important anymore, like, and stuff like that. Like you hear stories about this kind of stuff, and even the voice of Master Chief, like in the voice for multiplayer and things like this. It's like they weren't asked to do things a lot of times. It's like why not? And they were confused by it as well. It's like, because 343 isn't interested in it. Like, well, why not? And it's like those are the things I don't think make sense. But then at the same time, it's like they try and stay so true to what all of the high-ups from Bungie that came over wanted, or I don't know. There's a lot of just like mixed messaging, and I feel like not a real clear idea of really what they were going to do,
Yeah, like I kind of wish they would do some spin-offs. And I don't know what the size of the team is. I know a lot of it's contract work, so that might be the other thing that's kind of like their Achilles heel to some extent. But like we haven't heard anything about a Halo Wars 3, and it would be awesome to at least know that something might be in the works kind of deal. Like that's almost something where I wouldn't consider oversaturation. Like if you want to talk about oversaturation
exactly.
and the fans still love it, look at Mario. That's kind of oversaturated, but people still buy it, people still love it and enjoy it. I
like
think if
3
they did it
fucking
right,
Mario games a year, man. Like it's it seems like.
Yeah, I think they could get away with doing like an RTS that seemed to do well, and if Xbox is leaning more into that, especially that they're embracing the whole PC aspect of things, I think that will be a win for them. There's a lot of us in the community who would love to see like almost like a horror style like event in Halo where it's against the flood on like an abandoned ring or something like that. I think that would be kind of a thing to have them experiment with. Like if you don't want to have Chief as the main character, have it where you start another story, because then the voice acting doesn't matter. It's not your face of your franchise. You can try things out, see how the traditional fans respond, see if you gain new fans, because there's a lot of fans that are looking at things like Dead Space and Callisto Protocol, although some people may not look at Callisto as much because of certain combat choices, but you have something like that with Halo. I think that would land well. And then we see with Helldivers where it kind of borrows some of the drop pod stuff from Halo. Like if you don't have to have it against bugs, you don't have to have it against robots, but you could have something similar, whether it's against the flood or other enemies and things like that, where you can focus on different aspects, try some things out. Like I think there was a story about they pitched something like a Hell Divers, years ago, and it just kind of went nowhere. And it's like now, sure, somebody's kicking themselves for not either speaking up louder or somebody just putting it in a circular file at the end of their desk kind of thing instead of actually greenlighting it.
Yeah. There's some rumors swirling around about potentially there being a Halo Wars 3 now. I don't know if it's like just people's wishful thinking, I mean, I hope so as well. We know supposedly World's Edge is working on a new project. I think Jez Corden had said that. I can't remember who had said that. I think it was Jez. And if they started a new project, like wishful thinking, it could be them. A Relic had just split off from Sega, so they have experience with the franchise as well. So maybe they could bring people over from there and kind of work on Halo Wars 3, hire some of those guys. I agree. I think that the next thing I hope we see is one of these like different kinds of games, like whether it be what I want, Halo Wars 3, or it be like a horror game, or like just fucking anything. There's so many different things you can do, and start building that lore in the universe more with all these different kinds of stories you can tell, while you let the main team cook and let them cook for a long time on whatever it is they're going to bring, because that's less pressure on them too, to have to deliver at a certain time, because Halo stayed dormant for way too long, or in a certain state for too long, right? Because you can have all these different experiences add to that, and I just never understood why they haven't done more with that kind of stuff. So I'm hoping that's what they do. And
I hope,
like,
yeah,
when I got all these studios, right? At first, when they got out, like all those other studios that they brought in, and then they got ABK now also. But one of my first things, and we talked about this back then, is like there's so many new possibilities now of teams working on each other's IPs and all this other kind of stuff. And maybe that's not what they want. I don't know. Fuck, man. Like, if I was a dev and I had the opportunity to work on like one of my favorite gaming franchises of all time, all of a sudden, you can't tell me there's not creative directors or people that have ideas of these other kind of studios for like a Halo game, or like a Gears game, or like somebody else within the Xbox realm interested in something in the StarCraft universe, or like, or Doom, all these different things. And yeah, there's one example would be like, people are like, hey, let somebody else make a new Fallout because it's going to be a long time, right? And there's so many people that are capable, like inXile could do it, Obsidian could do it, but it's like, oh, the next main Fallout's going to be Todd's team, which I'm super happy for that. Like, it's going to be amazing whenever it happens. But doing that, things have to sit for a long time. We could be getting some cool shit, even if it isn't that main thing. It could be like a different spinoff or different kind of game or something. And there's so much opportunity of these great IPs. I just hate when they like sometimes handled with like these kids' gloves, and can't damage this by not exploring the opportunities that we have here. And I'm thinking they're probably gonna do some stuff, but I don't know. It seems like every rumor we have about one of these projects ends up being canceled at some point.
Yeah.
And that pisses me off.
Yeah, one like what you were saying, as far as like their studios kind of working together with each other's IPs or certain things to try differently. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Like, remember the game the Ascent? There was like a twin stick shooter isometric kind of thing. I'd love to see a Gears game like that that's not turn based. Like nothing
Yes.
against Gears Tactics, but have something more like the way the Ascent is, where it's like bullet hell twin shooter type of thing, twin stick shooter setup. I think that would do well. Like I really think that even possibly trying that with Halo, but I think for Halo, something that's third person, like I get it, it's probably blasphemy from me saying it, considering it's the pinnacle of like
Yeah.
first person shooters, but try something, even if it's not Halo as a mainline, something in the Halo universe that's a third person, shooter type of deal.
Well, you
and
look
see
at
how that does.
Helldivers, right? I mean,
Yeah.
God, they could have done that a long time ago with Halo,
Yeah.
And the first Helldivers was like that kind of top down game, like you kind of talk about with Gears, and then now this one they do the third person, and that's a franchise you've seen evolve into something else now, and it's actually improved it. They didn't feel like they had to stay in that same kind of game, but it's still like if you played the first Helldivers and you play this one, even though it's done in a different way, it still feels like the same kind of like game in a lot of ways. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because a lot of the other stuff in it just has that unique Helldivers feel to it. And like Halo has that in spades. No matter what you make in the Halo universe, if you stay true to that feeling, you have something potentially special, right? That's why the Halo Wars games are so damn good. And it's kind of a shame. Like besides the two mobile kind of things that they did, Spartan Strike and Spartan Assault, like we don't really Halo Wars is it, besides the mainline Halo games. You can count ODST as one, but for me that's still kind of like in that realm, and I don't know, it's too much potential, man. They got to do something. This is a plea, and maybe it already exists. You guys got to fucking like unshackle Halo.
Yeah,
right?
this is something I've been talking about for a while. Like Halo. Just imagine if Star Wars was one genre. It's only
Right.
first person shooter. Imagine, like, no, right? Star Wars deserves so many different genres and types. Like you could have Star Wars be a strategy game, like Age of Empires. You could have Star Wars be like Battlefront, like a third person action multiplayer type game. Then you have Jedi where it focuses more on like sword combat. Halo's the same way.
Yeah.
I see Delroy did point out Spartan Assault. So they did try like certain things in like Halo Wars, for example, but in my opinion, not enough.
That's so like low budget, like I don't know,
Yeah,
like
that was more like a phone mobile type game. Like, sure, they did Spartan Assault, and that was like
Mhm.
pretty decent. But like Halo is just one of those genres that can definitely be explored a bit more, kind of how Star Wars is exploring in different genres. It could be a third person action adventure Tomb Raider type game. It could be a horror game, and where you have a perspective of a Marine. Things like that. I've always felt about with Halo. Like they always have this massive universe with Halo, but they tend to not match that with the type of games it actually is. Like the books and all the other mediums praise this sort of huge universe it has, and then we only get to see the eyes of like really the Spartan 117 Master Chief, or yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. So I would love to have Halo in other genres and mediums. Def Leppard said maybe a Telltale Halo spinoff. That would be cool. Like some sort of story, like choice driven Halo. Again, it's just one of those genres where I'm just like, no one would be like Halo or Star Wars only should be in one genre. It's just one of those things. It deserves to be in others.
The chat's asking if Psycho's snoring. I don't think
I don't
so.
hear it snoring.
No.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Just one too. He did one too many. Probably that's what's going on. Pong, as the casual Halo fan, but as you are proclaimed to be,
you know me.
First off, do you think the next thing we see from Halo at a showcase or whatever will be the mainline next Halo thing, or do you think it'll be like something else?
Interesting question.
Bog's like, I don't care.
I really, I mean, you guys know I want to
Yeah,
see
yeah.
another ODST. I would
Yeah.
be hyped for another ODST, right? So again, or another Halo Wars, obviously. Again, I love the freaking Halo Wars. So there are things that I would absolutely be off the charts hyped for when it comes to Halo. The way things are going right now, and with what I think they're going to do as far as rebooting the Halo, and I think it's going to start with the next gen console at some point, whether it's launch or whether it's first year or within the first couple of years. I think the next time we hear about Halo, it's going to be the next mainline game. I think whatever they were working with Certain Affinity on, I think has changed. And I think Certain Affinity and whatever they were doing with that, I think they've probably moved past the battle royale, which we heard a long time ago. And I think whatever they were doing with Certain Affinity with Unreal Engine 5 and Halo might have started like the whole reboot itself. I think they might have started looking at what Certain Affinity was doing and said, yeah, do more of that. Okay, now, 343, come look at this. Like this is what we're, this is what Halo could be in Unreal Engine 5. What do you guys got? And that's when we've heard now that they're starting to rebuild up the 343 team, and then possibly the 343 team is working on an actual Halo project or 2 Halo projects at this point. So I think the next thing we hear is a mainline reboot of Halo in some way, shape, or form. And I think it's going to be story based. Again, I think Halo Infinite as a free-to-play multiplayer will live on for a while, especially the spot that they got it in. We could get some DLC for it or some maybe an expansion to Infinite beyond even what they're doing right now. Maybe something a little bit more serious, maybe. Maybe somebody else, maybe Certain Affinity does have something ready from that side, but I think ultimately the next big reveal will be another mainline game in the Halo franchise in Unreal Engine 5, and they will take it in a new direction. I'm thinking that they're going to take Halo somewhere else and they're going to start over again, because the big thing is, and before I had to step away, and sorry about that, I was gone for longer than I thought I was going to be. Didn't care stuff. Before I walked away, I heard you guys kind of talking about this and about the, where Halo's at within the Xbox, kind of, ecosystem as far as games go and how important it is. And we've had these conversations before, and I think we all kind of were in agreement. The nice part about this, if there's something nice about what happened with Halo, is that Xbox no longer relies on Halo. Halo is still a pillar. Like even to the casual guy like myself, I will never say that it shouldn't be up there on Mount Rushmore. In fact, PTK Blam had put that out there, and I still put Master Chief on the Mount Rushmore of video games because that's how important Halo is. So Halo's always going to be a pillar. It's always going to be a known IP. Master Chief is always going to be an icon that people recognize, even people not in video games that don't necessarily like video games. So it's always going to have that status no matter what happens to it. But the nice thing that happened, or the nice part is that they kind of have a clean slate. They don't have to rely on Halo the way they used to. Halo now can go in a new direction. The expectations, sure, the mainline fan base, the Halo fans, which is still a huge group of you all out here, will certainly have some expectations of what a Halo game should be. But if they decide to take the franchise in a new direction, if they try, and they obviously are experimenting with Unreal Engine 5 and putting Halo into a totally different engine outside of what Halo's always been kind of built around, most recently Slipspace, then they can do that without a lot of the risk involved. Like they're kind of free. They're kind of unshackled at this point. 343 is rebuilding. They've got other teams like Certain Affinity kind of looking at the franchise. Maybe they've got some other projects we aren't aware of yet. Maybe they've got a couple third-party devs working on some Halo stuff as well, trying some other things like you guys were talking about. But I think they're unshackled. I think it's gone. The majority of the expectations now, because of what happened with Halo Infinite, kind of, again, cleaned up the board. Like they don't have to worry about that. The past has kind of now just kind of is in the past. And they're kind of free to do what they want to. And I think that's kind of exciting for Halo. Even if all the fan base won't be happy with whatever they do, but that's always the case.
Yeah.
But I think they don't have to worry about that so much anymore because it's not the be all end all of Xbox anymore by any stretch of the imagination with how much they own now. It's not even close. It doesn't have to carry the brand anymore. They've got plenty of other stuff.
They got Call of Duty, which is like the biggest game every year.
It's stupid. It's stupid. So, but I think they just really have a chance. Halo will always be here, and I think they will continue to make Halo in whatever form it takes. I hope they try new things, but I think it's always going to be here. They'll always have something new coming down the Halo pipeline. I don't think they'll let it die. I don't think they'll mothball it like Sony has done with so many of their IP. I think that Halo will continue to live on. I just think that new iterations, new looks, new perception, new ideas are in play at this point because they don't have to worry so much anymore. And I think that's, again, awesome. I really do.
Yeah. Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Thoughts from a casual fan.
Yeah. But again, Halo Wars 3 is announced. I'll be freaking hyped as you ever seen me.
Halo Wars made me realize I like RTS type games.
Yeah,
that's
but that game did its job. Then that's what it was built for, right? It was built to get Halo fans to try different genres and stuff, and like see if they would explore it on a console. They can. People say they consider it a failure. I don't really think they consider Halo Wars a failure. I don't think they had the expectations like a Halo Wars was going to be like as popular as mainline Halo. But I hate to see that things like that have kind of ceased to exist within the Halo universe for a long time, and that needs to. Those kind of things need to continue, right? Gears did it with Gears Tactics, right? I think it was a mistake with Gears Tactics launching on PC like way before it came to console. I think it would have been a much bigger release if they would have launched on both at the same time. Instead of PC first and then later console. It's a great game though, but you kind of killed some of the like hype around it from the core Xbox community, which at the time is the only ones that really loved Gears, right? So, I think seeing these companies do more of this stuff with the bigger IPs is awesome. Can have the same effect like when we talk about like a TV show. Different genres can bring in new people, bring in new fans. So I hope that they keep branching out and do this stuff. I want to see something from Halo this summer. I don't think Xbox should ever go, because this is 3 years since Halo Infinite released, right? I don't think Xbox should ever go more than 3 years without something Halo at one of their showcases.
It was weird that they had like a major update for Halo and it wasn't at their showcase. It was just like in 343's thing. I always thought
we thought that like out of all the big games they would have, like they would have talked about Infinite at their summer shows, but they skipped over it and just did like the regular blog thing, which I think is a missed opportunity also, because you have a potential to get people re-excited for things,
Yeah, that's supposed to be or used to be at some point your staple game. It's on the Series X boxes still for most of, so you would think like, you would still have that as a part of like your showcase, but they had everything but Halo.
Yeah,
that was weird.
It would be crazy this year if we did see like Gears 6, right? A Gears collection also. Halo in some form or fashion, and then Forza Horizon 5 or 6. Like you have Gears, Forza, and Halo again at a summer show. It combined, like, but though not resting on the laurels of them though, like having these other games on top of it, they would hit a little different, I think, than before, because before it was like that's what they had, But here it would be like, oh shit, that's awesome. These huge franchises are still here, but like look at all this other stuff also. So I think they would hit a little differently now. as opposed to, oh, Xbox still just on the Gears Halo. I know there'd be people that still say that, right? But it'd be hard to make the argument when you have like 15 other big games show up, like that are all Xbox. Like already we're expecting that this will be the first time at a summer showcase that the Call of Duty is going to be at with Xbox there. You know what I mean? Talking about that next big game, and then all the other potential ABK stuff, and then Bethesda stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you have that Halo, Gears, and Forza plus Indiana Jones, Flight Sim, some other games that are potentially coming out. Yeah, it will definitely hit differently. I mean, those games carried Xbox for a reason. Those are games that people really are attracted to. So, yeah, I mean, they got 30 something studios now, so we get to see that power.
To Pong's point, though, they're not as dependent on Halo anymore, obviously. So, like, they don't have to sell it way in advance, as in the hopes and dreams of the console and the brand. Like now they can like wait until like a year before it comes out, or even less, and start hyping it up then if they wanted to. So, I don't know.
You have that option now. Like, that's the good thing about having so many studios. You have the option of when you want to show things and basically planning that out.
I'm remembering now thinking about the report that came out about the coalition working with the other studios, getting them up to speed on how to be like masters at Unreal Engine as well. Like, could one of those be 343 and Certain Affinity?
Could be.
Yeah.
I know before with 343's expertise on the Unreal Engine for the Master Chief Collection. A lot of people forget that the Master Chief Collection uses Unreal Engine, but they uses it for its menus, for how its customization of like your armor when you put on armor and stuff. That actually, and you're looking at it in the menus, that's all Unreal Engine, and then it boots up to the Blam engine for Halo when you actually press play on a game. So, I mean, it could do something like that, or they could just go all in. I feel like it would be a lot of work for sure to make have a Halo game feel like a Halo game in Unreal Engine. But they do have the basic code from the Blam engine to now the Slipspace engine, and if they wanted to, they could put it on the Unreal. I feel like the biggest problems of Halo Infinite was the transfer over from Blam to Slipspace. It seemed to be that like the menus, like the in between sections, were just messy code. So it was very hard to like upgrade things or update like features and the menus and things like that. It seemed like it was hard to do. So that could be an indicator of why they want to go to Unreal, but I feel like the Slipspace engine is pretty awesome. Like I know it has its problems, but I would just it still has the feeling of a Halo game. So I would just be cautious about going to Unreal. I know everyone wants to go to Unreal. We know the next Witcher game is in Unreal. I mean, you can, but
I want it to be good at this point. Like I had concerns about it not feeling like Halo before, which I think is still a valid concern.
Yeah, it's very valid.
Because it's the way it goes with some of these engines. Like they kind of shape the way the game feels. You know, it kind of happens. But I will say at this point now, like with Infinite, I feel like we have kind of this culmination of what Halo can be with that original technology and stuff. And I'm content playing Infinite and Master Chief Collection for my classic Halo for as long as they keep those games around. And if they go Unreal Engine, I'm just real curious what it would be like at this point, you know? So if they do, I'm cool with it. I disagree with a lot of people that said they should have done it before. That's what the problem was and all that kind of stuff, you know.
No.
But I think that at this point, as long as it's great, it runs smooth. Like, I don't want 30 frames Halo, right? Like, not for mainline. But I will be content to see a new take on it at this point. Like refresh it completely. I don't care. I just want to see it respected, and they do great things with it going forward. So you're never gonna make all the fans happy with Halo. I think out of all the franchises out there, it's the hardest.
Don't even try.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't even try.
I think fans need to accept that not every mode in every Halo game ever released will be in the next Halo game.
Yeah, sadly. But it's like we literally just talked about this on the other show.
Yeah.
It's like some people play Halo. It's a problem that they put themselves in though, Mav. Like some people will play Halo just for specific things. Just for that Forge mode. Like
so
there's some people
I will
who
say
dedicate
this.
Yeah.
Play the game that has that mode in it that you love.
Yeah. I mean,
like
yeah.
like
sure.
it's sticking things in such a box that it can't turn into something else if you have the expectations that everything always has to be the same or what it was. Right? Like and Halo is like that game where it's like they have to do co-op, they have to do split screen co-op, they have to have Forge, they have to have multiplayer, they have to have a single player campaign. And there's like those expectations don't exist for any other fucking game.
It's what's
it's
expected.
Just, I know,
yeah.
I know. I'm just saying, it's like it's putting them in a box that they can't. I think like they can't get out of. You know.
Meanwhile, Sony with Last of Us is like, where's factions? I don't know.
Right. And so
on.
if they want to do something different, or like, but like, okay, we can't do this because like it just doesn't really fit. It's like, well, no, we have to because the Halo fans want Forge, or no, the Halo fans want this, or the Halo fans want that. And I've kind of like moved past it to where I'm like, I just want them to make something awesome. And if it doesn't have all the shit from the past games, I'm okay with that because they exist still. You know what I mean? Like those are still there, especially with the way Xbox does things. I don't know.
Unfortunately, Mav, the Xbox tax exists. So even if they had
Halo fans exist, that's
Halo fans.
It's the
so
problem.
Xbox
That's
tax
the problem.
plus,
This isn't the Xbox tax. This is the Halo fans.
No, but that
this
makes
is
it
people
worse.
Like
though.
you and everybody else when they didn't have like something like one mode is like delay it forever or whatever. Like you know what I mean?
Hey, I'm still on that team. I was team delay though for sure, but it's just like I agree with what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like, but I do feel like modern day game development has a problem with that fix it later mentality to the point. Like I get
yeah I know
that.
But what if it was what if they never planned those modes in the first place on the next Halo?
Then I would be fine with it. If their focus is on some other stuff, then cool. But if it's supposed to be like this evolutionary thing, like this is basically Halo 4 or 5, then people like they expect it. But that's why I also want to spin off Halo, like just try different things, and it would make more sense for Halo to completely just be like it won't have Forge because it doesn't make sense for like this horror Halo to have Forge. That's one of the reasons why I kind of want them to go in a different direction. It wouldn't be as much pressure to have all these modes if it's a different type of game. But if Halo Infinite is supposed to be an evolution of like the other Halos, then people are gonna expect.
People already if it's a mainline Halo, they expect it.
Yeah. Unfortunately, but it is what it is.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to find out, what they do going forward. But
the fans are the worst. That I agree with.
Yeah, I mean, but it's also the passion for the brand that creates that.
Yeah, for sure.
It just creates an impossible situation, I think, sometimes, because you can't make all the fans happy. You still can't evolve and do different things, and then if you have to have like 20 different teams doing all these different things to like, literally have done so much with that game to build it beyond what any other game really has for content at this point now, with between Forge, all the multiplayer shit they're doing. They have the full single player campaign that's open world. They have all this stuff, right? And it's like people still aren't happy because, it's still like, I don't know. It's impossible to please them. But
yeah,
it is what it is. We'll see what happens. I think the future Halo is bright. And I think the expectations have changed.
That's Psycho.
Your dad, Psycho's back from the dead. What's up, man?
Hi.
We're gonna get out of here though now, man. Do you want to go ahead and do your outro?
Sure, buddy. Thanks for having me on. And yeah, man, it's a great time to be alive. Gaming's fantastic. Great shows. Chat, thanks for coming by, and I'll see y'all later.
Thanks, man. You've been gone for a while, but I appreciate you hopping back in for the end. You okay?
Yeah, I started smoking.
Okay. Yeah, I figured so. Right on. Again, also, chat, you guys rock. Appreciate everybody being here and hanging out with us on Xbox Ultimate Podcast. Pong Soul, tell everybody where they can find you.
Hey, great Friday night. Thank you all for joining us. Great to talk with you, brothers. Really good stuff. Again, I was laughing. I was saying it was such a weird start to the show, but it was awesome. This is why I love Friday nights. This is why I love Xbox Ultimate. And Chad, I hope you enjoyed yourselves too, even when we do take big left turns. It is a good time. And again, love you guys and love you, Chad. Nothing but respect to all of you for coming out and joining us tonight on a Friday night. Get ready tomorrow morning. You know what you got to do. You got to set those alarms because Steel Rain and I, my brother from another, will be going live, raw, and uncut on Living Split Screen, 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 o'clock Central Time. We are your Saturday morning cartoons along with a big pot of coffee. So just wake up all bleary-eyed and turn us on, and we'll get you ready. We'll get your day started 4+ hours tomorrow morning, unless one of us has got something going on. We will be there. Living Split Screen, all one word. And then, of course, tomorrow night, it will be the Shop Podcast, PTK Blam channel. Be there. The Shop Podcast, the best way to end your Saturday night. Blam, Fuzzy, myself. I don't think we have guests announced, but usually a couple will roll through, at least one or two. Be there for a nice chill night. Just have us on in the background while you're playing games. 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 o'clock Central Time tomorrow night. The Shop Podcast. Next week, it starts all over again, Tuesdays. It is Double Barrel Gaming, the channel. Mr. Boomstick, the man, all good things green every Tuesday. Xbox Factor Podcast, 12 p.m. Eastern, 11 o'clock Central Time. Go give Boom some love and support. And then, of course, Thursday, we won't be here because Mav's going out of town, but normally it's PM and a PM. But next week we're going to have off because real life, obviously, got to go visit the fam, man. It's so enjoy next week. And I'll talk to you next Saturday on Living Split Screen. That'll be and the Shop. Those will be my two shows next week. So it'll be a nice, easy week for me. But otherwise, everybody, it's the golden age of gaming. Please remember, sun's out. Shades on. Be safe out in the car. Get those sunglasses in your car. Be good out there for the rest of the people on the road. But also, it is the golden age of gaming. So please enjoy the rest of your weekend. Enjoy some gaming, no matter what it is. Get out there. Play what you love. Love what you play. And I'm going to talk to you all real soon. About 9 hours from now. Let's go.
Right on, man. Appreciate
you.
Two
motherfuckers.
I don't know if I remember if I got this one or not. Sorry if I didn't earlier. OGTK Cole hit us earlier with a $5 super chat. Says, don't forget, Mav and Fuzzy, less is more. Less is more, bro. Yeah. Yeah, bro. Yeah, less is more, obviously.
Shout out to Cole. He wants to bring back Howard the Duck, by the way.
Yeah.
Which he posted that. He tagged me in it. Cole's cool shit because he's an 80s dude like me. So I just said I don't know how you do.
Movie freaked me out as a kid, man. With
really?
The snakes, like the snakes coming like through his mouth and stuff. You remember that shit?
Bro, but it was so like I said, my response to it was such an 80s vibe.
Yeah.
Howard the Duck basically encapsulates the 80s. Like there are certain movies from that era you just like 80s. Howard the Duck is 80s. I just don't know how you'd reboot it nowadays. And like I said, I don't know if you could lose that
Howard
magic.
the Duck in some of the MCU movies and stuff.
Yeah.
Sure. But I just kids now, like I just don't know if you can do a whole movie based around him, bro. But I would love,
Maybe a
again,
TV show.
nostalgia wise. Sure, I'd love to see it. I'd be scared to see the results, though. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, they're going all out with the next Deadpool movie. Supposedly they're going crazy with it. I mean, like, so they're not afraid to go too crazy, I guess. At times.
Right. Yeah, at times, sure.
Yeah.
It's just,
we'll
God,
see.
Howard was so good, man. Fuck.
Yeah, it was good. Fuzzy Belvedere, where can everybody find you, bro?
Am I muted? No, I'm not muted. Good. Oh, it was fun tonight. Like Pong said, definitely a lot of laughs in the beginning. Kind of went off the rails a bit, but we brought it back to gaming. That's all good. But man, always awesome hanging out with you guys. Thanks to everybody in the chat for showing up. Greatly appreciate you guys taking the time. If you haven't already, hit the like and subscribe button. For those that want to hear my rambles and rants, anything gaming related, just follow me on the app formerly known as Twitter at fuzzy_Belvedere. Like Pong said, tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on PTK Blam's channel for the Shop podcast. Then Sunday, me and 3-Bit for Pixelated Echoes at 8:30 p.m. on Sunday night. Look forward to seeing you guys there. Then Monday, Xbox Lunch Break Special, 12 noon on Double Barrel Gaming with Mr. Boomstick and crew at 12 p.m. or 12 noon on Monday. And then later that evening, FSP right here on the same channel. Hope to see you guys there, 10 p.m. Eastern Time. See you then.
Right on, Fuzz. Appreciate you, man. And 3-Bit. What about you, sir?
Great show, everybody. Everybody in chat, like, you guys are so nice and just awesome
And hilarious at some
and just hilarious. Yeah,
earlier on,
especially early.
Although you guys let me have it a little bit too much, I think. You know,
yeah.
I mean, I'm nice to you guys. 8.2 out of 100. Come on.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. But no, everybody in the comments, you guys are amazing, and you're the reason why we like to do a lot of these shows. So appreciate everybody in here. Pong, is always nice to see you, good sir. I don't get to podcast with you all the time, you know. So
I'm just happy you found a new place to squat. So that's the only. I mean, that's great news, bro. That's great news.
Yeah, they finally got me out of this one. So I found another one. They can't get me out of this one.
Okay. All right. Good.
Yeah.
But no, great show. Everyone can find me on Twitter at i3bit, Pixelated Echoes. This show is going to be a special one. You guys will see the announcement of which guests will be there this Sunday. Stay tuned. Probably gonna post it in like a couple. I gotta design some stuff, so just look out for it in maybe like 30 minutes or so. Pixelated Echoes, 8:30 p.m. on Sunday, and then FSP. I believe is that happening, man?
Yeah, we'll have FSP on Monday.
This one, okay. All right, so
not the
FSP
next
Monday.
one. We won't have the next one.
Okay. So not this upcoming.
We will have this coming Monday.
This upcoming, but then one after.
The following Monday, we will not. Yeah.
Okay. So stay tuned for that. Check us out.
This coming Monday?
This coming Monday, we will have FSP.
Not next coming Monday?
But the following Monday, we will not.
Next one. We will.
Yeah.
So we will actually miss.
First?
We will miss PM in the PM. We will miss Xbox Ultimate, and then we will miss FSP. So, so it will be the next show for us after FSP on Monday will be PM in the PM in 2 weeks.
Amit Kumar says, "What about 2 Mondays from there?"
Yeah, what about 2 Mondays from there? Yeah, we should be there. That would be episode 100 of FSP.
Oh,
2 Mondays from
nice.
There.
Yeah, that's awesome. But yeah, that's it, everybody. That's where you can find me. Love y'all. I'll see you guys on the next one.
Right on, man.
Peace.
Thank you, 3-Bit. Yeah.
Man, real quick too. Before we get it, anybody who's left, if you guys are thinking about jumping into Fallout 76, I haven't jumped into it for probably, I don't know, maybe a year or so. But if you are planning on jumping in, one of the best communities in the world. I meant to mention this earlier in my shout out. Ever since, because Fallout 76 has now hit new record highs since like last October or whatever else. A lot of people are jumping to Fallout 76. It's a completely new game. It's different from how it launched. If you haven't jumped in since launch because you've heard nothing but bad things, let me tell you, they're all wrong at this point. They fixed that entire game. The game's amazing. If you love Fallout World, it's a great way to jump into Fallout. But I was going to say this, one of the best, most supportive communities in the world. That's the thing about Bethesda games. ESO is the same way. I have seen Fallout 76 veterans all day today, because of all the new players posting things on X, showing people where to go, the best places to find things. Do not be afraid of the MMO community within Fallout 76. Sure, there's always going to be bad eggs, but you're going to meet a lot of good people in that community if you do want to deep dive it, and they will help you out dramatically. There are people that will the first time I jumped into Fallout 76 after I hadn't played it for a long time, I had some rando legitimately just show up right outside the vault area and drop a bunch of weapons and ammo for me and a bunch of stuff. And a lot of the community is like that. So I just want to give a shout out to the Fallout 76 community and let you all know, if you're thinking about jumping in, it's a great place to be. And there's a lot of good people out there. And look on X, because there's a lot of people posting like entire maps with everything circled, where you want to go, where you can find stuff, where you want to stay away from, all that good stuff. So go check it out.
That's
Awesome.
awesome. That's good to know, because I was thinking about jumping in.
Oh, I do have a question. Does anybody know, is Fallout 76 like on, is it like cross progression and stuff? Because I know that Phil was talking about some games that aren't, you know?
Well, yeah, ESO is not.
Right. So at Fallout 76, I'm wondering if I install it on PC.
I don't know, actually. That's a good question.
If I'd be able to have everything. You're on mute, Fuzz.
There is no cross progression.
Okay.
There's like a separate PC and Xbox edition.
That's so stupid.
Yeah,
that's one thing.
That's something they didn't fix from the acquisition.
OG TK Cole says it is.
He says, but then he says, "You sure?" So I don't know if he.
No. I looked it up online. Everything is saying no.
Okay,
hold on. No.
Fallout 4 is not, because I just tried to see if I can get my save. I mean, you can probably make it work, but I'd have to find a way to copy my save from Xbox over to PC, and I don't feel like doing that right now.
So I'm gonna probably play with Kate some going forward, even in like late.
Oh wait, hold on.
Wait,
Bethesda's support. Hold on, I want the Bethesda's actual support. Okay, so the question: Bethesda's support, are my Fallout 76 characters and progress shared between Steam and the Microsoft Xbox app Game Pass PC? Your character's progress and items will be available to you whether you play Fallout 76 through the Xbox app for PC or Steam. Oh, so it's just PC and Steam. However, if you already have Fallout 76 on one platform, you will not be able to transfer your atoms or Fallout First membership, which is obviously makes sense between the Xbox app and Steam. PC and console versions of Fallout 76 do not share progress. So there's your answer.
Okay.
All right.
And I think they were giving away PC codes or something to Fallout 76 on Prime, right?
Yeah, Prime is.
Is it the Steam version or is it the Xbox version?
I think you can pick.
Yeah,
because I think I requested the Xbox one. Wait, no, I think I requested the Steam one. Because I already.
How do I do that? Just go on like Prime,
Prime.
Yeah, you gotta link your membership and do all that good shit. Yeah.
Okay.
And then they'll give you a code. You copy that code over to Steam, and it's like as if you purchase it through it.
I've been using Steam Link a lot, playing on my tablet, like downstairs, and using Steam Link from my PC because I'll be chilling in bed playing PC games. And I gotta give it to Steam Link for the streaming to tablets and shit. Is that quality of resolution? If you have a good connection, is fucking like flawless, man. It's like you're playing natively at times. Like whereas Xbox console streaming, you have a little bit more of the blurriness, like it's not the same resolution. Like you can get 4K resolution on Steam Link. It's pretty damn impressive. So I want to get it on Steam so that way I can sit there next to her and we can play that way. So all right, that was it, guys. Thank you all for being here again. Appreciate you, and I hope you all have a fucking fantastic night. Peace out. Bye.
Bye, y'all.
Good night, everybody. Don't forget, hit up Fuzzy for some great life advice.
Yeah. Later.